Oh, Lord. Good morning, peoples. Get ready with me. I'm not going to be here for long today. I'm not messing with you like that. You're all crazy. Get ready. Oh, I need to get some protein powder. That's crazy. So much work. Let's go work out. I need to buy another one of these. Sure. I need to buy another one of these. You better come get one of these. Chicken salad. Chicken salad. Ooh. You guys, I went walking yesterday. I walked how many miles again? Like 4 miles yesterday. I was so sore. like I'm like, when I tell you, yeah, I'm really out of shape. This ain't even funny. The day before we did like 7 miles or something, Let me show you what happened yesterday. Hold on. Okay. So yesterday I did the day before that, 17,400 steps. Like, okay. Yesterday I did 14,000 yesterday. Yeah, I was really, really sore. Okay, I walked 5 miles the day before. I did 4 miles yesterday. I was so sore. Ooh, I'm out of shape. I am out of shape. I am truly, truly out of shape. The month of April, I'm gonna try. I don't know if you have an app. If you guys have an Apple Watch, I don't know, but you should have one. Hopefully, you have one. But I'm gonna try to close all of like the vast majority of my rings this month. Okay, I gotta get moving. I really have to get moving. Okay, I have to move my body. This is crazy. This is crazy. This is really, really crazy. Okay, so let's get ready today. I'm trying to do. I would love to do the Stairmaster in the morning for 1 hour because I do an hour on the Stairmaster. I've done it 3 times so far. I do take breaks in between though, but hopefully I can get to a place where I can do an hour. I don't take that many breaks, but I take a lot of breaks. I take a break every 5 minutes. Hey Moon, what's up? I would love to do an hour in the Stairmaster and then like late evening, like late afternoon, like early evening, I want to just walk like 4 or 5 miles, whatever. Hey Lacey, hey Janet. Lacey, I had the little mug yesterday. The B one. Okay. Now you guys yesterday, because I walk and I like going to the Indian store when I walk. Hey Janet, what's up? Guess what I found yesterday, you guys? Have you guys ever heard of this? Have you ever heard of coconut sugar? Okay. So 1 teaspoon is a serving. It has 15 calories, 0 fat, 0 trans fat, 0 saturated fat, 0 cholesterol, 10 milligrams of sodium, and 4 grams of carbs. Okay. And I was like, look at this. You ever seen this? I was like, let me show. I bought this. I can show it to y'all. I was like, I don't know if you guys have ever seen this. Okay. Oh, thank you, Lacey. This is coconut sugar. You ever heard of this? Child, this is crazy. I got to the Indian store. I'm gonna let me buy this so I can show them what it looks like. Coconut sugar. It tastes pretty good. Okay. But I bought ghee butter also. They had so many ghee butters there, it was crazy. All right. I don't know if you guys have ever cooked in ghee butter, but whenever you make your meats and stuff like that, maybe chicken, I don't know, but whenever you make your meats, hey Queen, you should definitely use ghee butter. Queen, you came in late. I showed them coconut sugar. I don't know if you ever seen coconut sugar. Have you ever seen coconut sugar? I've never seen that. What the heck? Martin, I've heard that hardcore strenuous exercise can do a number on women's bones. Do you have any opinion? Yes. You should not be doing HIIT every day. That is ridiculous. Okay. Especially you get older, you don't have to do HIIT every day. You don't have to kill yourself. Okay. You don't have to kill it. That's why even like doing what's it called? Like CrossFit, for example, especially the girls who compete at CrossFit, it can be a little too much. It can be a little too much because your body can get inflamed. Okay. You don't have to destroy your body to get places. That's just crazy. If you're healthy, I feel like if you're a healthy person, like I'm not a healthy person, I'm overweight. But if you're a healthy, active person, I think you can get away with doing like HIIT maybe like 3 to 4 times a week because you're very healthy, right? But definitely like people like me, like morbidly obese. Yeah, no, that's crazy. And even in between, that's just too much. That really is too much. It really is exhausting. And you should, hey Sonia, and then you shouldn't have your heart rate go like zone 4, 5, 6 every single day, every single time you work out. That's crazy. Like for what? That's excessive. That's excessive. You can have a good workout without killing yourself. Seriously. I think it's like people should just know how to mix and match. Like, oh, like HIIT a few times a week. Those who can afford Pilates, do that also in there. Then like walking, weight training, but you shouldn't have to like destroy your body every single time because you also need like rest days. Hey Sonia, what's up? Have you heard of Grover Joe? Yes, of course. Joe has like a huge platform. She's Canadian. She speaks a little bit of French. She's like, I can understand it, but I can't speak it. I was like, okay. She's cute. She answers DMs and stuff. I spoke to her in DMs before. But my only issue with Joe's workout, and I love Joe to pieces. I really do. My issue with her workout is she doesn't use weights like that. Like the 5-pound stuff is ridiculous. Like she needs to use weights. Like women have to stop being afraid of lifting heavy. You need to lift weights. It can't just be like dancing and stuff. Like, it's cute, but you really have to encourage women to like pick up these weights and go like, bah! You know what I mean? Like they need to lift weights. They have to grow muscle. If they don't grow muscle, their skin will be very flabby. They have to grow muscle. And it's good for your bones too. Like it's good because, like vitamin D and stuff. Sorry, vitamin C and vitamin D in your bones and stuff like that. It's really good. You gotta lift muscle. You gotta lift heavy. I don't know why girls are afraid to lift heavy. I'm even thinking that I might build like a gym in the garage and we can work out together. What do y'all think? Okay. I want like weights. I'm gonna get some weights, like heavy weights. Because I need to get y'all in the habit of lifting heavy. You have to go heavy. Like if you can, maybe start with 15, 20, but then you need to start progressing to like 35 pounds, 40 pounds. Like you can do it. You really can. You'll just scream like, okay. But you can't do it though. And when you get addicted to it, it feels really good. Like you feel like, damn, I'm like Wonder Woman or something. Like it feels really good. Okay. Oh, and I also bought some chia seeds. I bought some chia seeds. Yeah, I was like, because I went back. Oh, I spoke to Jasper last night. I went back, I looked at Jasper's page, and I was like, what if I turn my garage into a gym, like so I could just work out? You know what I'm saying? Because I'm like now until the rest of the year, like I just want to focus on my weight loss journey. Like I don't have time for anything else. You know what I mean? Yeah, I just want to. Yeah, true. I just want to. Oh, and this company, Fable in Maine, they were sweet enough to send me some products. I got to review them, but I got like, I guess it's like what my official first. No, this is my second PR as a hair influencer. Okay, but I got this from Fable in Maine. Their oil smells really good. I'm 5'9", 5'10", 5'9" and a half. Like, yeah, like more. I'll say 5'9". Put me there. Okay. Their oil, I already have the big one, so maybe I'll give that one up. I'll give this one up as a giveaway. I don't know. Hey, Elena, what's up, bro? What's up, Libra? What's up, Libra? And then they gave me this too. We'll try it out. Yeah, I've been receiving packages as a hair influencer. Elena, since you're here, let me show you this chair because you didn't see this. I got this from the Indian store, ghee butter. But you guys, seriously, do not be afraid to cook in fats because sometimes even the oils that you buy at the store, be careful. Be careful. This is fat from the cow. Okay, ghee butter is really good, you guys. I'm telling you, like it just does something to the meat. It just makes your meat more hydrated. Like it makes your meat more moisturized. It's like applying lotion to your meat. It really is. Like it really. You know how it feels when you apply oil to your skin. Okay, now imagine applying oil to meat, like the moisture or like oil to meat. It just makes the meat more juicy. You have to try to see what I'm talking about. Okay, you can make your vegetables mess. Okay, really good. They had so many different types. I have the pictures. I will post the pictures on the community tab. Then I bought some chia seeds because I see a lot of people use the chia seeds, so I want to see that. Hey Val, Val, you coming in? Ghee butter, chia seeds. Okay. The last thing I bought yesterday was coconut sugar. Okay, so if you're looking for an alternative to sugar, look. It tastes really good. I was like, wow, I've never heard of this. 15 calories, 0 fats, well, 0 cholesterol, 10 milligrams of sodium, and 4 grams of carbs. Okay, interesting. Like you could probably like drizzle that on some yogurt or something, or if you make a smoothie, whatever, you can like drizzle that on top of that, right? So that's what I did yesterday. That's where I was yesterday. Yeah, but my goal for y'all who came in late, I do want to, I would love to do as my goal. I would love to do the Stairmaster in the morning for 1 hour and maybe like some weights a little bit. I've tried working out at night. I don't mind it as much, but then I'm like, when I'm done, I'm like, I want to go home. It tastes pretty good. I told Jimmy to try some. I was like, try it. Because Jimmy also has a sugar problem. And do some weights and stuff. And then, oh, look, I got a message. Keep going 100 plus minutes on your exercise ring. That's how it's done, Marlene. Keep it up. You guys, I used to love wearing my Apple Watch like back in the day, like during COVID days. I used to love it. It talks to you. It's your hype person, right? So, but yes, I would love to do, here's the plan. I would love to do an hour on the Stairmaster, even though it takes me like almost 2 hours. It takes me almost 2 hours to do an hour on the Stairmaster because I have to take breaks, y'all. I'm fat. I'm like really fat. I'm not the Stairmaster queen I used to be. Okay. I am not the Stairmaster queen I used to be. So to do 1 hour, it'll take me like almost like 2 hours. Like an hour 45 to 2 hours because I need to breathe. Okay. I need a break. So then I would love to do some weights and stuff. Okay. Well, you should show us how to do it. But I bought this. You never heard of ghee butter? Really? Ghee butter is a thing. It is a thing. If you have like Indian stores or like Pakistani stores next to you, Lena, you should go in there. It's a really, really good. They even have it at Whole Foods, but Whole Foods, their stuff is like really small. These people, man, they should. Okay, you got to go to the peoples. Okay, you got to go to their cousins. Okay, we got to leave these white corporations alone. Okay, you got to go shop with the fellow BIPOC. Okay, you gotta support a BIPOC business. Okay, but they had so many big ones. Yeah, you gotta, Elena, you have to shop with like Latinos, the Pakistani people. You know, you have to do that. You got to do that. You got to leave them white corporations alone, sis. They don't like us. You got to go with the Pakistani, the Afghani, the Indian, the Latinos, the BIPOC, your fellow brown people. Okay, right? Oh, that's pretty cool. Yeah, I've lost my insurance. I got to get it back, right? Because especially with the air, like not, well, I guess they're somewhat Farsi, but Afghani people, you know, the Muslims, okay, they have a lot of meat. So their meat, they kill it, like they feed their meat real food. They kill their meat differently because they kill them like according to the law of the Bible. Because like, you know how like in the Bible, like especially like the Leviticus, whatever, like you can't kill animals, like you can't torture the animal, like you gotta be careful how you drain their blood and stuff like that, you know. So like their meat tastes really good. There was a place down in Fredericksburg, they closed their business. Like it was a halal place. Like we used to buy lamb from there. Oh my gosh, you guys. We used to buy lamb, meat from those people. When I tell you it was like night and day, this is the kind of stuff you gotta leave these white corporations alone, okay? At most fun Latino market, you'll see the kind of chicken they have. Like even their chicken, it's not like all this fat crap, hormonal crap, and it's a lot cheaper too. Because you got to find places that sell you food that don't have all the hormones. Yeah, halal. It's really good. A lot of meat is they just kill it like I'll get to the Jesus way, but they killed the animals the Leviticus way. There you go. Okay, it's the Old Testament way of killing animals. So like when you get the meat, like it's like wow, like you can taste the difference. Like dang, this is crazy, right? Like they would have lamb, chicken. They have all kinds of meat. I don't know what happened. I guess a fire or something. So they had to shut down their business. But I'm like, they need to come online. They need to come online. They should, if they would even like deliver meat, I would even pay for that. Because I'm like, buying meat from like a white corporation. No, you're not about to kill me today. I'm tired. Okay. Yeah, Elena, go. They're very nice. Go into the store. They're like, oh, hey, ma'am. Hi. Can we help you? They're very sweet. They're very, very polite. They're very polite. You're going to see stuff you've never seen before. Like, what the heck? Where am I? Okay, where am I? You're going to love it. No. I think no. It could be that they're a little surprised to see you, and they're like, "How she found us?" Right? Nah, they're cool peoples. You see, you're being an American. You guys have a chip on your shoulder. They're really, really cool. Okay. No, they're probably not used to seeing Black people in there. Because I know, like, when I go shopping sometimes, because when I go, I buy a lot of meat because I can buy food for like 2 weeks or so. It's like, it does come out to a lot of money. They're like, what the heck? She got money? Like, oh, mi gente. Por favor. Okay, tienen bastante dinero. Okay, Latinos are funny as hell. No, they're probably shocked, like, oh, she's coming here. Because usually, yeah, it's just them shopping. But I just felt like because they cater to their own people and their people are working class, right? Their prices are more affordable. Yeah, exactly. I think like it's your American thing. And plus, and then you are Black American. I think Black Americans also like they really do feel like nobody likes them. So sometimes it's in your head because you hear it so much on social media. Like, oh, people don't like us, So you think, oh yeah, they don't like us. Like, no, they're just surprised to see you there. If you say hi, they'll say hi back. They're really nice. And they like making money. They're just not used to it because usually it's just them. It's just them in there, right? But the good thing is like their stuff is like they know how to source their stuff. They know how to source the stuff, and then because they cater, their people are working people, they have working people prices. Especially if they see you a lot, no, you're gonna be their friend, like you're gonna be their amiga. No, amigo, no, amiga. Latinos are funny. They're funny as hell. Yeah, you should go in there. Yeah. Yeah, you have to go there. You have to leave these European stores alone because the European stores, their food is full of hormones. The meats are full of hormones. The chicken is full of hormones. Like it's just, and it makes it really, really hard to lose weight. Like even the Latino place, the Arab place, if you can get your produce from there, you should. You really should, because their stuff is not hormonal. But halal is like they literally kill the meat themselves. They feed the meat, they feed the animal, and they kill it. It's like, oh yes. So that's what you should eat, because if you eat food like that, you're more likely to see results because it's not full of hormones. I think that's the reason why, like in America, it's really hard for people to lose weight. Also, I mean, people can be a little lazy at times, but I feel like that's the reason why it's harder to lose weight because there's so much hormone in the food. That's why a lot of people, when they leave America and they go to Europe for like a week or 2 weeks, they start losing weight, even though they're still eating. They eat bread, they eat butter, they eat all kinds of stuff. They eat the pastries, but they go to Europe and the weight just starts to go down. I'm like, yeah, because there's not the hormone in the food. It's too many hormones. Even here, I feel like that's why even here also, like so many young girls, like they get their periods so fast, right? They get their menstrual cycle so fast. It's the hormone. They have hormonal disruptors in the food. Yeah, you got to use ghee. Like even their seasons, they have all kinds of seasoning. They have all kinds of stuff. And the thing about Indian people, a lot of Indians are vegetarian. A lot of Indians are vegetarian. Because in their country, the cows are sacred, right? So you have a lot of Indians, a huge part of Indians are vegetarian. So when you go into their store too, like you'll see stuff there that you might like, to make like vegan meals with, you know what I'm saying? Like at least like spices and things like that you might enjoy making vegan food with. So, but my thing, if you don't know what it is, you can take a picture and then you can look it up on Google and see what kind of recipes you could do with that, right? But definitely get into the habit of shopping with your fellow BIPOC, okay? Your pockets will love it, and your body also will love it. And you'll love it too because you'll learn something new. But I don't really buy. Here for me, since you're here for me, I was telling them that I bought ghee butter from the Indian place. They had so many different flavors of ghee butter. It's crazy. I also bought coconut sugar. Have you ever heard of coconut sugar? I wonder if we can even make a scrub out of this, like a body scrub or something like that out of this. It'd probably be delicious, huh? Look at that. Would you look at that? Okay, and what else did I buy? Oh, chia seeds. Yeah. Yeah, well, you got all these little neat stuff. I'm like, that's pretty. I don't know what kefir is. What is it? I'll look it up. Yeah. Because I just walked there with Maverick and see. I'm like, what is it? I'm like, wow, they have a lot of stuff. They even have pots in there. I'm like, they probably have good pots in there. What do I know? Okay, so today, let me show you my outfit for today as we're getting ready. I'm like, this is a nice color combo. Look at this. Hold on. Oh, y'all, look at my belly. I am so big. I am really, really big. Okay. Y'all see this? Oh, look at my belly being trapped in there. But I promise y'all, my belly has gone down. And it's a nice color. I'm not going to turn around because you can see my booty. Okay. But I am wearing one of these per usual. Okay, because y'all know I bought so many. I bought so many. Oh, really? I will look it up because they had a whole fridge full of yogurt. But I didn't even know what I was looking at. I was like, what is this? I will check it out. Okay, because fermented stuff is good for your gut. You're right. So I went with this color today, the coffee color. Okay. Yes, you can. Okay. I probably need to if I get a walking pad, I'm probably gonna get a walking pad from right here so I can walk and talk to you all at the same time, okay? But I'm gonna try to do this every day. I'm gonna try to encourage y'all to work out on the daily, okay? Because this is crazy. I have so many. Yeah. I need to be a rep for this brand, okay? Like, go get yours, all right? No, but it's good because, when you... Yeah. She said my geriatric pregnancy. Like, I'm telling you all this. You can get these TikTok shop, you guys. TikTok shop. I'm like the ladies on TikTok. This is what they do. TikTok shop, okay? TikTok shop, right? But I bought a lot because I'm like, when I work out, I want something to suck my belly in as I'm working out. Lord have the mercy. I will show you all the back that you will see my underwear. So no, we're not doing that, okay? So that's that. Oh, this is cute though. The coffee with the lime green is really pretty. Look a little bit of my rolls. Oh Lord Jesus, I need to unbig my back. But I'm telling you, my belly was a lot bigger than this. Okay, my belly was a lot bigger than this, you guys. It was a lot bigger. Now I put my other one on. I need to secure the pouch. Okay, secure the pouch. I might get like a waist trainer though later when I lose a little bit more weight because I need to be able to breathe. I need to breathe. Okay, I'm not doing this. Okay, secure the pouch. Oh, Lord. Oh, Jesus. Huh. Y'all, this is insanity. When I was in my 20s, if you had told me this would be my fate, I wouldn't have believed you. I wouldn't have believed you. I wouldn't have believed you. All right, see? Then I put this on. Oh, Lord. You guys, this belly will come down. But when somebody had told me in my 20s that this would have been me, I wouldn't have believed it. Oh, no. The devil is a lie. The devil is a lie. Lacey said, Bernita's putting on her battle of armor. Yes, Ephesians 6. Ephesians 6. Okay. This is my Ephesians 6, right? Okay. The waist trainer of salvation. You guys, this is just too funny. This is hilarious, okay? The waist trainer of salvation, okay? The shorts of redemption. Lord, oh Jesus, this weight needs to come off in the mighty name of Jesus. Amen. And it shall, actually. It sure will come off. Avengers, assemble. This is too funny. Oh Lord Jesus. Lord have the mercy on me. Okay. I'm gonna wear I also wear like regular whites because the children and the food, Lacey. It's the food. It really is the food. The food is poison. Okay. America is an obesity factory, man. They want to make everybody fat. Bunch of haters. These shorts, where I bought these cheap ass shorts from? I think I bought these from Walmart. If I'm not mistaken. I got stuff on clearance. I just buy it. Yeah, Walmart has some cute stuff lately, huh? But yeah, hold on. Okay, see? Ha! She's ready to go. Okay. We're going to work out like this. Okay. But you see, the good thing is, one day you'll see. One day I'm going to come on this live and I'll be so small. In the name of Jesus. I did it before. I can do it again. Amen. God is good. God is faithful. Oh, Lord Jesus. Let's listen to her as I get ready.
Talk about is walking. Yes, walking.
Okay.
I typically get around 10,000 steps a day on a bare minimum, but I've gotten up to 20,000 steps in a day, depending on what I'm doing. So walking, the things that I want to point out is that it's convenient, super convenient. Make it easy, keep it simple. One of my favorite ways to walk is to just go outside and walk my neighborhood. If it feels good outside, I'm gonna be outside.
Amen.
Me and my son, after I had my baby, postpartum, fresh postpartum, we went on so many walks, y'all.
Amen.
So many walks. I will wear him on my chest and we will be outside all in the sun. My baby was chocolate that summer because we was out there. Make it enjoyable.
Yeah.
Walk with friends, walk with family. I like to walk with my daughter as well, my son and my daughter. Lose that all or nothing mentality. Like, true. I actually struggle with this where I feel like if I don't have an hour to do it, then I'm not going to do anything at all. Which really, if we have 5 to 10 minutes to do something. Even speaking to my people that's super busy like myself. You have 5 to 10 minutes. If you can do 5 to 10 minutes, just do 5 to 10 minutes. Don't not do anything at all, because those little small habits that we change makes a difference in the long run. So what I usually realize is that
so you guys, I found this yesterday. I thought this is a good one. So I was like, I'm gonna play it for you. But she's right though. We have to lose the all or nothing mindset. I used to be that way too. Sometimes I'm still like, if I can't do an hour on the Stairmaster, I'm just not gonna go. But she's right though. If you can do 5, 15, 10, do something. Something is better than nothing. She's right. And also, I do feel like it comes down to you just build. Hang on, think of me. You want to build the muscle. Like you just want to build a muscle of doing. Even with posting on social media, right? Sometimes you post frequently, not because you have the most beautiful or like the best content. It's just to build the muscle. Like I got to post something. Even if it's like every other day, if it's, 3-4 times a week, but I just have to post something, right? I have to walk. I have to do something, some kind of exercise, right? I'm like, she's right. Because you just want to build the muscle. Like, okay, I just got to do something. Because then it becomes part of your routine. So, okay, I need to walk. I need to do something. But if you're like, oh, no, if I can't do it's perfectly the way I want it, I'm not doing nothing at all. It's like, okay, well, and then what about tomorrow? What if you get busy tomorrow? What if you get busy the day after tomorrow? And then the day after tomorrow, right? Just like yesterday, because I didn't intend on sitting here for like 6 hours. Because the goal was to go do the Stairmaster. But then when I was done with you guys, I was, okay, let me just go walk, okay? You can't do the Stairmaster. I don't feel like driving now. But I can still walk, though. So I took Maverick, and we went and we walked. We did like 4 miles yesterday, right? So that was like 14,000 steps. The day before, we did 5 miles. So it was like 17,000 steps plus, right? So, yeah, I do agree with her. You need to do something. Something is better than nothing. And also it adds up. Yeah, it's really not good. Because it's like every little thing you do, it just adds up, right? Because like 15 here, 20 tomorrow, da da da. You know, it will add up compared to 0 today, 0 tomorrow, 0 the day after that, it's 0, 0, 0. It's like, okay, so all month long, like, what did you actually do? Right? Because some weeks are busy. You know, some days are busy, some days are not. So when you're super busy, you do a little bit, and then when you have more time, you do a bit more. So it compensate, right? But it's like you should not say, okay, if I can't do it the perfect way, I'm just not doing anything at all. That is not a good mindset. I used to have that mindset, so I'm glad you said that. Because she lost 90 pounds. She lost 90 pounds.
When I have time to do 5 to 10 minutes, I usually got time to do 30. Okay. Starting is the hardest part. And also wasting time, just wasting time thinking or scrolling or doing whatever. Like you have your 5 to 10 minutes to knock that habit out. Get you a walking pad. My walking.
Hey, Goldie. Goldie just had a baby. You didn't even tell us. Oh, congratulations. Was it a boy or girl? Is it a boy or girl? You didn't even tell us. Oh, I see what you were like snatching my behind. Child, the postpartum was making you snatch my edges. I was like, I have a few bald spots. Because I've been using Rogaine. I've been using, I use minoxidil, right? I use minoxidil. But I'm like, there are a few spots that are still bald. I'm like, it could be Goldie. Because one time she did snatch my edges on some BG stuff. Okay, so it's the postpartum that had you snatching my edges up. I was like, why is my Rogaine not working, Chad? Goldie was snatching my edges in the spirit. Hold up, wait a minute. Let me apply some. Because Goldie, I can feel it when you're snatching my edges behind the screen. I said, Lord Jesus, I need to hide. I need to make my hairline invisible to Goldie. Chad, she can be out here snatching my edges like this. Okay? Come to find out she postpartum. Chad, Lord have the mercy. I need to wear the helmet of salvation, okay? This is unbelievable. This is crazy, Lord. Jesus. These women will have me balding. Oh, congrats, Babel. Yeah, you're 7 weeks. You still have time. It's no, you just got to eat right. Yeah. Oh, baby Remington. How fancy. Okay. I love the bougie names. Okay. Baby Remington. Oh, we thank God for that. That is beautiful. Congratulations, mamas. Black babies matter. Black mothers matter. Okay. Woo! Congrats. You did the damn thing. Okay. Thank you for adding people to the Black population. God bless you.
That has been a game changer for me. I live in the Midwest. It gets cold. It snows. All I got to do is go in my basement and start walking.
Yeah.
I've put so many miles on my walking pad because I overuse and abuse that thing, if I'm being honest. Okay. I like personally getting up before my husband and my kids. And just by the time they get up, I've already gotten my steps in, honey, because I use my walking pad. You can go to your local gym. Another thing I like to do is I walk to and from my gym because it's not far.
You can also check out Temu, you guys. Temu has a lot. That's probably where I'm going to get mine. Okay. That is probably where I'm going to get mine. It's going to be from Temu because what's going on here, Jay? I'm trying to log in. Let me see if I can show y'all something. If you go to Temu, yeah, because Temu is a lot cheaper than Amazon, you guys. Temu is a lot cheaper than Amazon. Maybe I'll get one today. You see, they have different prices. And sometimes if you leave it in your cart, you can actually trigger a coupon code. But check out Temu, okay? Check out Temu. Temu is a lot cheaper than Amazon. And a lot of these sellers on here do have free shipping. Okay, so definitely check out Temu. I don't even go in there. James likes Amazon because he has Prime, I guess. I'm like, you're overpaying on Amazon, right? But definitely check out Temu. All right. Where is she? Check out Temu.
Also walk in my neighborhood because my neighborhood is safe. So I'm able to just walk my neighborhood, which helps me get those steps up. Local Metro Park. You kind of kill two birds with one stone when you walk at the Metro Park because it's nice outside. The sun is out. You getting the sun. You getting the fresh air, nature. Like you just you able to kind of relax within that walk. The thing that I like about walking the most, honestly, is that you don't have to be fit to walk. Like, you don't have to be a workout guru. Walking is so easy. Anyone can do it. You just walk at your own pace and just do what works for you. What I forgot to mention was that I got my walking pad from Amazon. Amazon has plenty of walking pads, but I looked up like the specs and stuff and just chose this particular one. But really, $100, $50, however low they go, all of them work really great. The whole point is for you to get those steps in. You just pay or buy what is affordable to you. Every new habit that you build is kind of like a compound effect. So like, you put your money in your savings account, is going to build over time as long as you don't touch it. You put your money in the stock market, it's going to build over time as long as you don't touch it. That's kind of how I look when it comes to being consistent within your fitness routine or your fitness journey, is that you're just going to compound over time, and essentially you're going to reach your goals. Which brings me to my next one, eating in a caloric deficit. So they have like calculators and stuff online where it'll tell you like what your maintenance.
It's on her new chapter. Hold on, let me do this. Here's Darika Scott. That's her page. Hold on. Let me share her page. Good pose. You guys want to watch the rest? Yeah, she lost 90 pounds. I'm like, this is crazy. Let's see this.
I committed to walking for 1 hour a day on my walking pad for a full month. Yes, I know. It's great to walk outside, the sun shining down on you. It's great for your mental health. I get it. But for this, I wanted to be consistent. And my walking pad gave me consistency. Yes, there were some days that I walked a little slower. And there were even a few days, I believe 2 or 3, where I just couldn't do it at all due to illness. But I put my best foot forward and I lost 14 pounds.
Wow.
Now, in addition to walking, I also chose to...
You see, like when we saw the girl, Carla Toby yesterday, like stabbing herself to lose 17 pounds. I thought like this GLP-1s, like people are just being lazy. So she was stabbing herself to lose like 17 pounds. I forgot how long she took it for. But this lady here, she walked for an hour on the walking pad and she lost 14 pounds in 1 month. Not trying to be funny, not trying to be mean, but it's like if you have to choose between taking a synthetic drug just to lose 17 pounds in like 6 weeks or something versus 14 pounds naturally, not stabbing yourself. And I'm sure the walking pad is way cheaper than the medication. You know what I'm saying? Walk. Okay? Walk. You don't need to stab yourself. Okay? You don't have to stab yourself. I'll find the video. Hold on. Let me keep talking. Hold on.
Do OMAD for the month. My meals were low carb and high in protein.
Yeah.
Now, here's a pro tip for you guys. Place a mirror in front of your walking pad so that you can see yourself and it will help keep you centered. All right, guys. I hope you are having an amazing day. See you next time.
Let me see.
I committed to walking for 1 hour a day.
Off of the 2.5 mg. I lost about 20 pounds, but I started to stall in my last week. So I'm officially going to be on the 5 mg. I'm so happy, but yet so nervous. So drop any advice that...
So she said she lost 20 pounds. Hold on. Where is she stabbing herself? Let me see where she's stabbing herself. Hold on. Child, what is this? Okay, let's...
Y'all, it's week 4 on Monjaro, a whole month down, and I feel so good. I've lost 17 pounds so far, but this week, barely anything.
So see, yeah. So 4 weeks, she lost 17 pounds. Oh, you didn't see them during like the whole quarantine stuff? People had them all over the place. Get it from Temu. Elena, go to Temu. You get your stuff. If you're scared, pay with PayPal. You get your stuff. I buy on Temu. I love Temu. I'm a Temu supporter. I love Temu and I love the TikTok shop. So you see, 4 weeks, and in 4 weeks, she lost 17 pounds, right? Our other says she walked for a month consistently, just 1 hour. You guys, and I promise you this, you guys, an hour goes by really fast. Just listen to me. It's already 40 minutes, okay? An hour goes by really, really fast. It goes by really fast. Okay, 1 hour walking on the walking pad. And then she went low carbs. Because like I told you, you drop your carbs, your weight will come down. It's like, well, my belly was a lot bigger. I'll post a picture to show you guys. My belly was a lot bigger than this. Just like what, a week or 2 weeks right now, just like eating low carbs or just more vegetables and stuff. Every day I wake up, it's like, I'm like, oh, where's my belly going? Because I'm not eating as many carbs, right? So I'm not saying like just cut the carbs out completely, but slowly start reducing your carb intake, okay? Slowly start reducing your carb intake until you get to a place that's like you're eating way more vegetables than you're eating carbs, right? Protein, cooking and ghee butter, I'm telling you, it will fill you up. Ghee butter, you guys, it moisturizes the meat. Like once you try it, you'll get what I'm trying to say. It makes the meat so much softer. You're like, wow, my meat is so soft. Ghee butter, okay? Ghee butter. You can even make your vegetables in this too also, huh? Right? But when you have healthy fats, it keeps your belly full. It keeps your belly full. Drink a lot of water, right? And so a lot more protein, way more vegetables, way more fat. It just makes your meat taste so much better. You will, once you start using ghee butter for your meat, so Jimmy's making some picanha meat. Maybe I should show it to you. Hold on. Let me get it downstairs. Hold on. Let me have somebody talk to you while I'm going. What did she do this one? What's her channel about? Let me see if she has actual videos. Let's watch this one.
My channel and welcome.
You're gonna watch her. I'm gonna go get the meat so I can show you all the meat. You can see the price. You gotta see the price. Hold on.
If this is your first time seeing one of my videos, let me introduce myself. I am who am I? I am Yolanda, and
hey,
on my channel, I share my journey. My weight loss wellness journey started January 2nd of 2022. Since then, I started off weighing 351 pounds. Since then, I have went down, and back up and down, back up a little bit, down, and now I am way back up. As of this morning, I'll show you me weighing in. Yes, I believe that says 326.2. Anyway, you'll see the accurate number on the screen. And so I'm up. I'm not back up to my highest, but I am definitely not where I would like to be. So, like most of you, not who's probably watching this video, you're either watching it because you yourself are on a wellness journey.
Okay, hold on. So see, here, this meat right here, I bought this one from the Latino market. It is picanha meat, you guys. I don't know if you've ever been to like a Brazilian steakhouse, like a Fogo or Texas de Brazil. If you ever been to a Brazilian steakhouse, you will have these cuts there, right? Succulent, amazing. So this cut is called picanha, right? $50. I saw the first, I'm like, oh, maybe Jimmy will like it. I don't know if you like it. When he saw it, he was like, what? Where'd you get this? Okay. So you see this? He's making this today. He's gonna grill this today. So that's why I bought this, so he can season this or moisturize the meat with the ghee butter, right? So here's the picanha meat, and here's this. I told you, like, we grill protein like twice a week. You don't want to grill all your proteins because, you know, when food stays in the fridge for too long, it don't taste the same, all right? But yeah, so that's the plan for today, is that this is going to get grilled. So this, see, that's right here, $50. How much did it weigh? Almost 5 pounds. Okay, $4.94. So you have 5 pounds of picanha. You guys, it tastes so good. It tastes so good. This is why I've been telling y'all, you need to go to the Latino market. You will have cuts of meat there that you cannot get. You cannot get. Those are expensive meats, okay? Expensive cuts. They even have a fajita cut. The one I go to, oh, next time I go, I'll do a live so y'all can see what's there. You guys, they have amazing stuff in there. You know, so I buy the proteins and then I bring them home and we grill he grills like twice a week. And we'll make the side throughout the week. So like the food is like really fresh and stuff, you know. because you got to eat well. Because when you have good food, you're not going to eat foolishness, okay? You're really not going to eat foolishness. So what is she talking about?
And you're trying to be inspired, or, well, let's not talk about the reason other people watch the videos, but I have recommitted to myself to remain focused on the weight loss aspect of my wellness journey.
Amen.
While on this wellness journey, it was just so many different components that I wanted to work on that it got me distracted. It got me off focus trying to balance it all. Whether it was, trying to gain muscle while losing weight, whether it was trying to be mindful and meditation and all the things. I think I think it's really important for me to just reel it all in, focus on the most important aspect of my wellness journey, and then stack upon that. So my focus, my concentration as of January 1 is to lose weight, period. Because I feel like once I get my weight under control, the other wellness aspects that I need to focus on will then be more easily attained. So
I think what she needs to say is like, people used to like to say, I need to lose weight. She means she wants to lose fat, okay? Because like I told you yesterday, weight is actually an equation. She wants to burn fat, okay? And to burn fat, you guys, do things you have to do. Number one is your nutrition. You really are going to have to cut those carbs, okay? You have to cut the carbs, y'all. It's a real thing. You have to cut the carbs, and also you're going to have to eat more fats. So the more fat you eat, the more fat you'll burn. It takes, to burn fat, you have to eat fats, healthy fats. I'm not talking about Chick-fil-A. The more you want to burn fats, the more you have to eat fats, right? Because I told you yesterday, fats do not have a high glycemic index. So most fats don't have any sugar in them whatsoever. So when you consume foods that have a low glycemic index, right, you're not raising your blood sugar. When you don't raise your blood sugar, then you're also not raising your insulin. Because really, the easy way to say is this: fat loss is about controlling your insulin, okay? If your insulin is high, you will not lose fat, okay? Because insulin wants to preserve the fat. So when insulin goes up, your body will want to protect the fat. It's going to want to keep the fat. When your insulin goes down, your body will release the fat, okay? So then you have to say to yourself, what do I have to do to bring down my insulin so that my body can then release the fat? You have to eat foods that do not raise blood sugar. Do that make sense, you guys? Because when you don't raise your blood sugar, you're also not raising your insulin, which is why people recommend intermittent fasting, because when you're not eating, you're not raising anything. Now, the problem is also, I do have to say this. Let's say somebody is doing intermittent fasting, but then they're doing high intensity cardio. So even though you haven't eaten anything, right, you're working out fasted, you are creating sugar still, because in your muscle protein, there is glycogen, right? Because those exercises are so fast. The quickest source of energy are sugars. The quickest source of energy are carbs. So when your body does not have glucose available because you're going so fast, it will then go for glycogen, and that's how you'll have muscle breakdown, right? So even you can work out fasted and still spike your blood sugar because you're training too fast and you're training too hard. Am I making sense, you guys? Okay, do that make sense? Maybe I have to show you a video of glycogen, right? In your muscles, you have sugar. All right. You have sugar in your muscles. Like, you have sugar that is readily available in the body that is called glucose. Then you have sugar within your muscles, like it's hidden there in your protein. So when the body breaks it down, it just reassembles all the elements and it knows how to make sugar all over again. Okay. Because it needs sugar, because sugar is the quickest. Sugar is like an accelerant. You know how like you throw like gasoline to start a fire or something like that? Sugar, carbs are an accelerant. It's quick to burn. Yes, because nobody ever taught us that, right? Sugar burns really, really fast. So when you go pop, 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 your body's like, what the heck? Energy. And the quickest source of energy at that point, like that you can convert quickly into energy, is sugar. Glucose, if glucose is not there, it goes for glycogen. Most likely because you're fasted, it will go for glycogen. So it's going to break down your muscle protein. And that's why you can look, you can start to look skinny fat. Like you're skinny, but you look fat because you're destroying your muscles. Okay. Right. So if you are working out fasted, the best exercise to do are low intensity exercises, like what they call steady state cardio. So walking, but you stay within your zone 2. Like you're not going crazy. You know what I mean? Like it's your zone 2. I showed y'all the zone 2 yesterday, right? You want to do stuff like that, right? Walking on your walking pad, swimming slowly, stuff that is slow. Even like Pilates, you can do Pilates like fasted too, because you're not going to raise your heart rate that much, right? But when you're fasted, you do not want to spike up your heart rate, because the more you spike up your heart rate, you are indeed creating sugar in the body, because it's the glycogen that is being used. Does that make sense? Okay. So what you have to say to yourself, right? If I need to, and for me to release the fat, my insulin levels have to be low. So the way to have low insulin is to not eat anything that spikes blood sugar, because when your blood sugar goes up, your insulin follows right along. And it takes a lot longer. Like, so your blood sugar might go like this. Insulin will go like this. So when you spike up your insulin, it takes a lot longer for it to come down, right? And that's why people recommend like intermittent fasting, eating within like a certain window. So that once you spike your insulin, you're only spiking it for that amount of time, because unlike blood sugar that goes up and comes down, insulin goes up and then it really drags to come down. Right? That hormone is it's a hormone that takes a lot slower to come down and to crash. It lingers. Yeah, it lingers, right? So when you're always snacking, you're spiking it up and then it lingers to come down. You open your mouth again, you're snacking again, it lingers, and then you know what I'm saying? Because it was more protein, right? Protein is good for you. Protein is good for the muscles. Like protein builds muscle. Right? Protein also have a low, they don't have as low, but the number one to have the lowest glycemic index are fats. Avocados, walnuts, almonds, ghee butter, olive oil, things like that. Those things will have they have the lowest glycemic index, right? Protein have a low glycemic index, right? And then carbs go crazy. Candy goes even crazier. Okay, so the more fats, the more protein you eat, and also, even vegetables don't have any glycemic index. I mean, because they're vegetables. Now, with fruits, it's a bit different, because fruits have fructose, so fruits do have sugar. You gotta be very careful. Some fruits are extremely sweet. They're extremely, extremely sweet. If you want to do fruits also, you got to go for the fruits that are a bit more bitter, right? That's why like blueberries are better. Blueberries are better. You want to go like raspberries are better. You want to go for like even apples, the green apples. You want to go for stuff that's a bit more bitter, right? Because if it's bitter, it doesn't have as much sugar in there, right? But bananas can be a problem. Oranges can be a problem. Tangerines can be a problem. Certain fruits can be problematic because it's not that you can never eat those fruits. It's just that you got to be mindful that there's fructose in this, right? And that's also sugar. So that will also spike your blood sugar. So anytime you spike up your blood sugar, you are spiking up your insulin. That's really how you have to think about it. The longer your insulin can remain like flat as possible, your body will then start burning fat. And it's going to keep burning the fat also. It's the hardest part is like getting off the carbs, because when you're so accustomed to eating carbs and eating sugar, it is an addiction. It's a real thing. It's a serious addiction. And sometimes if you go cold turkey, you can really have withdrawal symptoms. Like you can start to feel like a fiend, like a crackhead. Like you really can't, oh my gosh, like I need this thing, right? That is the hardest part. But once you can master getting off the carbs and really eating more fats, more protein, more vegetables, you know what I mean? And the darker fruits, right? You will be okay. And then you'll see the weight start to come down. You understand? Because the hardest thing is mastering how you eat. Anybody who can master the nutrition, me personally, I don't think they need to take the GL1, whatever it's called. I don't think you need to take Mounjaro. I don't think you need to take any of that kind of stuff. I really do believe that the hardest thing is to master your nutrition. Once you have mastered your nutrition, you will be unstoppable. You don't have to stab yourself and put your kidneys at risk. Like, you don't have to do any of that kind of stuff. Okay? Understand? But that's it. It really comes down to, it's these carbs, y'all. It's these carbs. And then, like I said, you got to read the nutrition label, right? And also, the more recipes you know, like the more stuff, like the more things you know how to cook that fit within like how you want to eat for your fat loss journey, right? The more likely you are to be successful. You know, it's all about knowing stuff.
What's the plan for the new year? So first off, the way I'm going to be posting here on this channel about my wellness journey is going to be different from last year and the year before. I would tell you guys, I'm about to do this. And then I would take you on the journey of me doing that. Well, I think for me mentally and for a better viewing experience for you guys, instead, what I'm going to do is tell you what I'm going to do it, and give you the final results all in one video. So on my weight loss journey, I found that I have pretty good success with doing rolling fasting. And I overall feel good while doing rolling fasting. I deterred myself from doing it because I became kind of more focused on building muscle versus losing weight. And when you're doing rolling fasting, it's hard to lift weights and fast, let's say, for 3 days and try to lift weight during that period of time. It's very difficult. But I had stopped doing rolling fasting in hopes of building more muscle while I lost weight. And it became difficult to manage my hunger. I think trying to build the muscle caused me to have a spike in hunger, if that makes sense. And it derailed my whole program.
And you know why? I'm going to tell you why. Because she's overweight. She's morbidly obese. Okay. So where she is in her life at this weight, she's morbidly obese. So she's insulin resistant. Right. So and I'm sure she wasn't lifting crazy, but because she's out of shape, right? You have to see how even for her, lifting something small can exert a lot of pressure on her heart. So even though she's small, like the weight, whatever weight she was lifting, a healthy person lifting that, they're not going to get out their zone 2. Okay. They're not getting out their zone 2 because it's not a big deal because they're healthy. When you are unhealthy, like when you're morbidly obese, you're unhealthy, you don't really have an active lifestyle. And then let's say you start lifting like even 15 pounds, right? Just a little press. It's too much work for your heart. So your heart rate is going all the way up. And then what happens, like I told you, right? She's creating glycogen. Okay. Now there's sugar in the body because you have spiked your blood sugar. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's a real thing. That's why sometimes, like, depending on how big you are, like, depending on how morbidly obese you are, you shouldn't even worry too much about building muscle, but you should try to lose as much fat as possible, right? Lose as much fat as possible, exercise your heart as much as possible, that you can kind of stabilize your heart rate when you exercise, right? And it could take 3 months. It could take even 6 months, but it's okay. It's no rush. Right? Because if the heart rate is not stable and you try to start lifting weights, something small as even like a 15-pound dumbbell, you're doing like 5 sets, like you're maybe 3 sets, you're doing it 10 times, whatever. Something that small can put you in your zone 4 because you're so out of shape. And y'all, I know it's crazy, y'all. It's a real thing. So now what's happening? Your body is going for your muscles because she told y'all she is fasted. That's what I was trying to tell you earlier, right? You can work out, you can go lift weights fasted. But if you're not a healthy person, right, and you have no food in there, you don't have sugar, like you don't have glucose available, your body will go for your muscles and it's going to break down your muscle protein to extract glycogen out of your muscles. And then it will use that to create the sugar because you need it, because your heart rate is too fast. It's just too fast. Hopefully you understand me, right? I'm like, even her at her size, if you gave her like 2 5-pound dumbbells and you had her like move her hands as she's walking, it would increase her heart rate. You know what I mean? It's a real thing. You have to be very, very mindful. And that's why when you exercise, of course, I've studied this. I wrote the whole book. I used to say I have a little Stairmaster passport. It's a real thing. Exercise can increase sugar in the bloodstream because it's too strenuous. That's why HIIT workouts are better for healthier people, right? Like if I was a trainer, I would never have a fat, obese person do all this. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's just too much. It's gonna raise her blood pressure. So she's not gonna have the result that she wants, right? I feel like when you're morbidly obese, like when you're seriously obese, like you have to lose over 100 pounds. Your main goal is to burn as much fat as possible, right? Because the less weight your body carries, the healthier your heart. You know, because like right now, her like she's not even tall, so I'm like her frame has to carry all of this, and your heart has to work to supply blood to all of this. So I'm like the most like the best thing to do for someone her size. I mean, Yolanda, I love you. Don't be offended if you see this. I love you, right? Right. But for someone her size, the main thing is for the first 6 months, master your fasting, master your nutrition, get your walks in. It's no rush. Because her weight loss journey, honestly, it might take her 3 years. You know what I mean? Like it's a real thing, you guys. It is a real thing. People have to be more reasonable, right? Because first you got to lose the fat. You got to lose the fat. You have to master how you eat. You got to master your cravings, right? You have to get into the habit of exercising. That's part 1. Part 2, you want to start increasing, right? Slowly building muscle, right? But then it's like it takes time to really rebuild the body, where now it's like your composition has more muscle than it has fat. Then you also need to rest. The body has to rest, yeah. The body has to rest. So I'm like, it could take, for someone her size, it could really take her 3 years to get to a point where she's like, dang, I look good. Right? She can like the process, but to really get to a point where she looks at herself in the mirror and she has the muscle mass that she wants to have, it might take 3 years, and it's okay, because where are we going? Like, you know, we're gonna be here anyways, right? But the first 6 months is to really burn as much fat as possible. You want to burn as much fat as possible, because the less weight you have to carry around, the easier it is for you to exercise, the easier it is for you to lift the weights, because you don't have as much body, you don't weigh as much. So your body is lighter, your heart is in better shape, so therefore you can do more with the weights in the gym, right? And this is why also, not to be offensive, this is why, by all means, if you can, try not to let yourself get too big. You see, this is why I say people have to say something. You know, and like, you know, America, everybody wants to be so sweet all the time. But you're not being sweet, though. It's better to say something to a person when they have 60 pounds to lose, 70 pounds to lose, because that's a lot easier when people don't say anything. And then we watch a family member get to 100 pounds overweight, 120 pounds overweight, 200 pounds. How is that love? How's that even love? How's that even kindness? You know, because this is a serious feat. Coming, like, it has to me, I'm like, it has to feel like you're climbing Kilimanjaro. Like, it has to feel like you're climbing Mount Everest, okay? Because if somebody told you had to lose 100 pounds, how would you feel? Okay? If someone said to you, you had to lose 120 pounds, how would that make you feel? Right? So sometimes family, they might not want to hear it, but we have to say, like, I'm not trying to hurt your feelings. I am seriously concerned, because if you don't do something about this now, it's only going to get worse, because it's a lot easier to put on the weight. It is so much harder to lose weight, you guys. I told you this yesterday. I said you can put on 10 pounds in a week. Don't do it, though. Believe me, okay? You can seriously put 10 pounds in a week. It might take you a whole month to lose 10 pounds, okay? And that's after lots of work, intermittent fasting, changing your diet, walking 10,000 steps every day of the month. You see, that's why the game is rigged. Like, the game really is rigged. It's like systemic racism, okay? It's like systemic racism. The game is rigged, because gaining the weight is so fast. On top of that, and I even feel like it's even faster when you're already obese, because your body's gotten to a point where your body just loves to hold on to fat, right? I feel like, you know, for a healthier person, not just skinny, because you can be skinny and not be healthy. But when I say healthy, I mean like a smaller body that's incredibly active. Like, for someone who's incredibly active, who has a smaller body, because they move so much, their body, like their metabolism is equivalent to a furnace. Anything they eat, it gets burnt, because they move so damn much, right? That's why we say mobility matters, right? Because when you're mobile, when you're active, You're teaching your metabolism to get back to being active. Like if I eat something, use it up. But when you eat, you sit down. You eat, you lay down. You eat, you sleep. You know what I'm saying? Like it's like you have taught your body to no longer be a furnace, okay? But people who are active, who are fit, who have a great amount of muscle mass, when they eat stuff, it gets burnt right away. It doesn't get stored. It doesn't get stored, right? When you train your body to just store food and store and store and store, it becomes even easier for you to put on weight because your body's used to doing that now. Hopefully that makes sense, right? You got to get to a point where you turn your body into a furnace. Like you have to get to a point where you turn your metabolism into a furnace. So like when you eat, it burns it. You eat, it burns it. You eat, it burns it. And so it's a lot easier to have your body turn into a furnace when you have more muscle mass, right? But for her right now, we can't, that's not something that you would worry about. So if you look like her right now, I'm not trying to be mean, right? You know I love you. But the main thing is, your main thing is going to have to be mastering intermittent fasting, right? Even if you start off with just like, okay, 3 hours window, 4, until you can get to a place where you can do 8 hours, you can do 12 hours. Like the lady said, right? Lose the all or nothing mindset, right? If fasting is really, really hard for you, start small. Like start with small windows, 3 hours, and then go to 4 hours. Then you go to 5 hours. Then you go to 6 hours, 7, 8, until you can get to a place you even have a 12-hour window. Until you can get to a place where you can have even a 16-hour window, right? It's possible. It might not be possible today, but by the time we get to December, you can really become a master faster. You really can, right? 9 months is all, what's it like, what, 9, 8 months we have left, right? It's doable. It is really doable. And then you want to master your nutrition, right? Slowly but surely. How can I cut down the carbs? How can I cut down the carbs? By the time we get to December, you can really become a person that is no longer carb dependent. You know, in 8 months, you can really change. You can change a lot. You can reprogram a lot in 8 months, right? In 8 months from now, you can really be a person that is no longer carb dependent, but you love your vegetables. You love your protein. You know how to get your body those proteins. Like you know how to do it. Make sense? And then you walk a lot, right? You walk. You walk as much as you need to until you get to a place where you can start jogging and it will come to you naturally. You don't have to force it. You don't have to force running. You don't have to force jogging. If you are consistent with walking, you will get to a place where you're starting to walk faster, right? It will come. Like change, it happens gradually, but it's beautiful, okay? It will come. You will get to a place where you can just walk faster and you can walk faster naturally. You'll even feel your heart rate. It's like, okay, my heart's not going crazy. Yeah, because you're getting healthier, right? That could be her journey for the first year. And then maybe like the second year, you want to start like slowly start to worry about like body recomposition and building more muscle. But the most important thing is, because it could really be, let's say she weighs like 300 pounds. It could be that right now she's carrying 100 pounds of fat. Okay. It could really be that. It could be like she's carrying 100 pounds of fat. So why are we even worried about muscle? We have to worry about maybe like, can we lose like 60, 70% of fat right now? Burn the damn fat. Okay. Burn the fat. And the thing is, so that when you get to 2026, when you start building muscle in 2026, you'll like it more because since you have less fat, you have less adipose tissue, you can start to see your muscles even more. And that will be incredibly encouraging, right? But if you have lots of fat and you're building muscle under that, you won't even see it. So it won't even encourage you, right? So you gotta chisel the fat, okay? You gotta burn the fat. You have to melt the fat, right? So if you look like her, if you look similar to her, I'm telling you this, your goal this year is to like burn as much fat as possible. So I do believe like if you can get the walking pad also, so that way if you want to, you can walk outside in the morning and then you can do your second walk inside in the evening. Okay, because you can get to a point within 3 months, you can really get to a point where you can walk twice a day without your ankles hurting you, right? You understand? Because the thing also about being overweight, especially if you've been morbidly overweight for a very long time, your ankle mobility is pretty horrible. Like, you know, you probably see it like when you walk, like your ankles start to shake like this, right? It's too much weight. It's just too much weight. And your bones, they are extremely fragile because you don't move a lot. You know, and that's the thing with bones. If you don't use your bones, after a while, they go like this, okay? It's up to you, right? But you might find that, hey, like I feel like if you do 30 minutes a day, my goal, I would say not 30 minutes. I would say do 10,000 steps. I would say do 10,000 steps. Now, if you want to do 30, 30, 30, 30 until you get to 10,000 steps, and do that, right? But the kind of like the earlier you start, the better. So maybe if you have a walking pad, you can wake up early and then do like your first 30 minutes, right? Throughout the day, you can have more walks and things like that. You can walk outside, and then at nighttime, before you take a shower, you do your last 30 minutes, right? So that way you can have your 10,000 steps, right? But if like you'll see, yeah, because you should feel it. Like your ankles will start going like this. And so that's why also, like, if you want to really start walking, if you can commit to walking, I would say invest in some great walking shoes, because your ankles need help. If you use like shoes where the sole is almost gone, yeah. Because when you're walking, yeah, it happens. It's like it happens to me too. I think it's the fat. I think when you haven't exercised in a long time and you put on so much weight, when you start exercising, the blood being pushed through your veins, like blood is going places it hasn't gone before in a while. So that causes the itching, but it gets better. I know. One time I itched so bad I had to walk back to the house. Yo, I barely made out the neighborhood. The itching was so bad. I ran back into the house. Oh my gosh, what is this? It was so awful. It was so embarrassing. Okay. And also, if you have a massage gun, the massage gun also can help you with the itching. It really is bad. It really, really is. And it's embarrassing. It really is bad. It's bad. It's embarrassing. Okay. So maybe try to do like 10 minutes. If it starts to itch really bad, just stop. Okay. And then try again later. Right. But it does stop. But I get it. It's not easy. Because I've had that happen to me. It can be quite embarrassing. That was even my fear about going back to the Stairmaster. I was like, oh, Lord, I don't want to be itching like that in front of people. Okay. It's really bad, you guys. I don't know if you guys have ever had it. What she's talking about, you guys, it is so bad. It's so bad. It is so bad. It's so embarrassing. People are going to think you have fleas on you. Like, yeah. It is really bad. Like, it really itches really. It's the blood, because the blood is going places it hasn't gone to in a while. So it's like it's pushing through all these fats. Like it's pushing through the fat. It itches so badly. Oh my gosh. Yes, like you're itching like this. Like you're really, really itching. And the sad part is that the more you itch, you make it worse. You shouldn't actually itch, but it's really hard not to itch because it truly, truly makes you want to itch. But then when you itch, it gets even worse. Like it feels even worse. But it's on the brain though, but it's a real thing. Like one time, I remember I walked, and it started itching so bad, I had to turn around. I was like, I can't be itching like this. Like this is not sustainable. But then the next day was a lot better. My dad also has that. Like my dad, if he doesn't work out and then he starts working after a while too, like he starts itching really, really badly. It's a real thing.
So
yeah.
I want to rewind things and I want to go back to doing rolling fasting. As I said, I had gotten up to doing 72-hour, 96-hour rolling fasting. And I can't just go from Christmas and the holidays and eating 3 and 4 times a day to doing rolling fasting. So for the month of January, I'm going to do 24-hour rolling fasting, which also means I'm going to be doing OMAD. So every day at the same time, I will have my meal and then that will be it for the day. We all know there's 2 components of a weight loss journey. So there's what you eat or what you don't eat. And there's also...
But I will make sure, my thing about OMAD is also this. It's like you don't want to starve yourself, okay? OMAD, if you decide to do OMAD, you have to eat all your calories in OMAD. So if you're doing 1,600 calories, if you're doing, which is why you'll need a break. Because 1,600 calories, even in 1 hour, it's just too much. You won't be able to breathe, okay? You might need a good 4 hours to eat all your calories because you have to breathe. Okay. 1,600 calories, especially if you have lots of protein and you have lots of protein and then you have lots of fats, right? You're going to feel really stuffed because it's a lot of food, right? And like the body, like your stomach hasn't eaten all day. There's all this food's coming in at once. You need a little breather. Then you can go back and eat a little bit more, but you will have to make sure you don't starve yourself. Okay, you have to eat your calories. You got to eat your macros. Proteins matter. All right, because even walking, even though it's it is low intensity, but for somebody who's morbidly obese, it is still intensity because it's way more movement than you've done in a very long time. So your muscles are getting ripped apart. Okay, it's a real thing. All right. So for some people who are very, very, very healthy, they can walk and not feel any pain. If you're morbidly obese and you have not exercised in a long time, even though walking is a low intensity workout, because it is, but for you, it really is high intensity because you haven't walked like this, right? Imagine someone who used to be a couch potato and now is walking for an hour. Yeah, that's high intensity for that person. So you need your protein, okay? Because you're damaging your muscles, right? So me, I would say hey, to be sure what's up, my love. So if you're doing OMAD, you would have to give yourself at least 4 hours to eat because you need a break. Because you might eat and be like, okay, I'm just going to eat this. And then you feel full because there's so much protein, there's so much fats. You're full, but you're not really full. You're just full right now. And then you have to carry that for another 24 hours. You might not make it. Okay. Yeah. It's like, I'm telling you, like, when you start walking, like if you're morbidly obese and you start walking, you will start to feel like your ankles are like, it feels like they're floating in their socket. Like right here, hold on. Oh, Lord Jesus, I'm so big. Like right here, for example, right? It feels like it's floating in there, right? Because that's what happens when you don't use your bones a lot. So you got to buy the right kind of shoes. You have to buy the proper shoes. I have shoes for running. I have shoes for walking. And I have shoes for weightlifting. You got to, and I even have shoes for the Stairmaster. You have to buy the right kind of shoes, because you have to. I know, like, but Marlene, it's more money, yeah, but it's your health though. It's your ankles, and it's also your spine. Because when you're walking on shoes and the gum is gone, like the sole is gone, you're more likely to walk on your side. Like you're more likely to lean like this. Like you're not going to walk straight, right? And so when you're walking funny, it will affect your spine. You have to walk straight, and it's a lot easier when you have the proper shoes with the proper amount of support, because these are brand new shoes, right? It's gonna make a difference. And it'll also even make, because every shoe is different. Tomorrow I'll show you all my shoes, right? But you really have to protect your ankles because you're overweight. Like it's a real thing. It's a real thing. It doesn't take much for overweight people to get hurt. It doesn't take much. That's why you don't tell an overweight person to run. They have horrible ankle mobility, and the bones are fragile. Overweight people that are morbidly obese, right, usually will be calcium deficient, vitamin D deficient, vitamin K deficient, like, because the bones are getting like sucked. The bones are losing their nutrients. That's why I'm saying, like, you cannot sit here and glamorize obesity. Like, these people who do that, then why do you think I cussed them out like this? It's freaking evil. But overweight people do not have healthy bones. And that's why it's a lot easier for an overweight person to get injured. That's why you don't tell somebody who's overweight, oh, start running, pop. With what leg? With what ankles? Are you actually crazy? You're going to hurt the person. That's why every time I see these trainers who torture, like, oh, when they have an overweight client, they feel, oh, we got to torture her. She's lazy. I'm like, no, you're going to hurt the person. You're going to hurt the person. She's overweight. She cannot do this. Like what bones? What ankles? She ain't got it. That's why overweight people should not run. You're going to hurt yourself. And the thing about running too, like when you run, every time you pick up your leg, you drop the leg, you're dropping 4.5 times your body weight on your leg. So imagine somebody that's 300 pounds. 4.5 times 300 is what? That's 12, like what, almost like 1,500 pounds maybe? I don't know. Maybe my math is wrong. I don't know. Right? 1,200, 150, 1,350. There you go. Right? So if somebody is 300 pounds and they start running, every time you drop your leg, you're dropping 1,350 pounds on one leg. For what reason? Right? That makes no sense. You're going to hurt the person. Like, no. People who run are usually small people. Yeah, there's a reason for that. Okay, and even they get injured. So, because it's a lot. You know what I'm saying? So, like, overweight people have to walk. First, they walk on a flat surface because they don't have the mobility for it. They don't have the mobility and they don't have the heart for this. Okay, you walk these people on a flat surface for a good 3 months, because when you're dealing with more like morbidly obese people, the most important thing with them is to get them to be active. They have to be active. They have to change their diet, and they have to try to not eat all kinds of crazy throughout the day. That is the most important thing. Everybody needs something different. Now, if you can get somebody that's morbidly obese to stick to that for 9 months to a whole year, yeah, then like year 2, we can start doing more. But like the first 6 months, flat surface, walk straight, swing your arms, do it once a day, twice a day, right? And then like later on, then you can add an incline to the, you can give them an incline, because now they have way more, they have better mobility, right? Better mobility, better diet, better heart rate. So you can slowly start to put them on an incline, but you should never take an overweight person and make them run. I just think that's cruelty. And I'm like, and do you even know what the hell you're doing? You're going to hurt this person. You know what I'm saying? Swimming is good, because when you're in the pool, you don't have to carry your body weight. You know what I mean? You don't carry your own body weight in the pool, right? But you're still exercising. So it's like walking, swimming, they need low intensity activity, right? They have to feel good exercising. They have to enjoy it, and they have to want to come back tomorrow. You take somebody who's morbidly obese and you torture the person. Not only is it extremely painful, there's risk of injury, but they also might feel embarrassed. They might feel degraded because they can't do it. They can't do these exercises. So what's the point of doing all this? This is like, it's inhumane. I think it's inhumane. Me, if I had a gym and I was training overweight people, no, just walk. Let's focus on your nutrition. Let's walk, right? And I want you to feel good about it. That's it. Because we're not going anywhere. It's like, if it takes 9 months to get to a place where you can start walking on like incline 3, okay. Because the old you would have wasted 9 months not doing anything anyway. So, hey, we've come a long way, right? You have to meet people where they are when it comes to health and fitness, because you can really injure a person, right? But then if she makes it year 1, year 2, she can do a lot more. And then she'll feel good because, oh yeah, I can do it. Yeah, because you're a lot healthier. You're not as heavy. You're healthier. You can breathe better. You can sleep better. You know how to eat. You know how to rest. So yeah, you can do more. But like some people, they meet an overweight person. It's like, oh yeah, let me torture their body. It's like, no, you're crazy. Torture is not the way to go. Okay, we don't torture people, right? But the most important thing is it's just walking, nutrition, and fasting. Don't be an anxious eater. Don't be an emotional eater. Don't be a person that just goes into the pantry every single time. There's no need for that. Okay, there is no need for that. You feel anxious, write in your journal, right? You think you might be hungry, like maybe try eating more, right? You understand? Like make some smoothies. Like I said, like when you make your smoothies also, you can add olive oil to that too, huh? You can add olive oil to your smoothies. Yeah, you can add olive oil. You can add avocado oil, right? You can make your smoothies more fat, like, like they'll feel like, you know how when you have a milkshake, it feels like really like creamy, greasy-ish, kind of like, right? You can add olive oil. You can add avocado oil to your smoothies, okay? You can even put almond paste in there too, huh? Right? That's that. Don't stress yourself out, right? Because it has to be enjoyable. And if you feel like you can actually do it, you're more likely to show up tomorrow. But if you degrade a person, you embarrass a person, you make them do stuff they can't do, and they're like, okay, but what's the point of trying? I can't do this. So it's like, you don't have to do this. That's just like, you're just degrading a person. Like, there's no need for this, right? People just need to get in the habit of like walking. But imagine how much of a victory it has to be when you take someone a year before was barely leaving the house, right? Was eating like maybe like 6-7 times a day, just eating, snacking, womp, right? Staying up all night on social media, right? And then like a year later, they're waking up early. They know how to fast. They know how to make their food. They're reading the labels. They know how to make their meals, right? They're walking. They walk with weights. You know what I'm saying? They go to bed early. They have less anxiety. They know how to regulate their emotions. That's amazing. That really is amazing. Because if somebody can stop being an emotional eater, that is huge. That's a freaking big deal, right? That's like year 1 is foundation. Like year 2, they'll be a little stronger. Year 3 will be a little. By the time they get to year 5, oh, they're gonna be unrecognizable. Like, that's the same person? What? I know you lying. That's crazy, right? But it's baby steps, right? It really is baby steps. But I'm like, year one should really be about like baby steps. Like that, like I just gotta master the basics, right? Yeah, emotionally, yeah, because you're anxious. You're really anxious, right? You're anxious. And you also have to understand if you're 289 pounds, not only are you insulin resistant, you also have too much cortisol, right? So your adrenal gland are constantly making cortisol. So that could also be where your anxiety comes from. Because I told you guys yesterday, your adrenal gland, it makes your cortisol and it makes adrenaline. These are hormones that are meant to like save your life, right? Like if something bad happens, it just gives you that sudden boost of energy to run, like save yourself, right? But once you saved yourself, it needs to go back to normal. When you're like 289, you're constantly making cortisol. So having so much cortisol in your body, which is a stress hormone, you have to understand why when you understand that, you understand why you're an emotional eater, right? Because you're making too much cortisol. You understand? Once you start reducing like your stress, especially maybe you also don't sleep enough. Once you start reducing your stress, you sleep more, and also you eat more fats. You'll start to see that you're not as anxious because your cortisol levels are going down. You know, you get to a certain way, you can start being anxious about just anything. Hey, boo, it's not that you're really anxious. You have too much cortisol in your bloodstreams. That's why I said yesterday, people have to understand how these hormones they affect people. Because once you understand what these hormones do, you'll see why you're even acting the way that you're acting. You'll see why you behave the way that you behave. People should have common sense. And I said this, I was like, people cannot have common sense if they're hormonally imbalanced. Hormonally imbalanced people cannot have common sense because we are regulated by our hormones. That's what your brain does. Your brain regulates. It's like the tower. Like it controls everything. It's like the DJ. Like your brain regulates all your hormones, right? But once your brain gets into like hormonal disruptions and your brain is okay with hormonal disruptions, can you imagine what that does to a person? Right? Can you imagine what that does to a person? For a person to constantly have so much cortisol in the body, a person, yeah, because it's the cortisol. Because the adrenal gland, it's responsible for flight. What's it called? Flee, flight, run, flight, whatever. I forgot how you say it. But your adrenal glands are pretty much responsible to make you run, like you save yourself, like you're about to get killed. Okay, they're coming after you. Save your life, right? That's what the adrenal glands are. Yeah, fight or flight. Thank you, Kevin. Right, fight or flight. That's what they're for. But imagine if your body is like this 24 hours a day, every day of the year. How's that? I'm like, how's that not harmful? You understand, right? So when the person is like in a constant state of fight or flight because they have cortisol imbalances, you have to see how they're suffering on the inside. You understand? And that's why also I say this. I'm like, that's why when you talk to someone, you really have to look at the size of the belly. Because if the belly is too big, you already know that you're not going to be able to deal with someone who can be reasonable. I'm not saying they're a bad person, but I'm definitely saying they have hormonal imbalances. When people have hormonal imbalances, it's very, very hard for these people to be rational. You know what I'm saying? It's very hard to be rational because you are seeing the hormones, like you are seeing it. Hopefully that makes sense. So my thing, like to you, what I will definitely walk. I will say, do the 10,000 steps every day. Like try your best, right? If you take 2 rest days, that's fine. But if you walk, especially if you have a walking pad, you walk outside, walk inside, because going outside too is really good, okay? Vitamin D, breathing fresh air, seeing people, that's also good for your moods. It really, really is good. But I will also say this, right? I even have ashwagandha on my mind for you, right? You might want to start doing ashwagandha. Some of these mushrooms, I bought this one yesterday. Where is it? Oh, yeah. See, like something like this, right? But I got this at the Indian store. But it has ashwagandha, cacao, because ashwagandha will calm you down. Magnesium also will calm you down. Magnesium will it just relaxes you. It relaxes your muscles also. But you're going to have to eat more fats. Like have more avocados, have more walnuts, have what's this thing called? This right here. Almond butter. Like tuna, salmon, sardines. What else is out there? Bacon, right? You want to make sure that you're eating more fats. It will bring down your cortisol. Yes. You have to, like, when you go grocery shopping, that's what it has to look like, right? You might not see it right away, but you'll start to see it, right? Also, like when you wake up in the morning too, make yourself some tea, right? Chamomile, ginseng, black, green, I don't know, don't care. Make yourself some tea, right? Calm yourself down. Before you go to sleep, also get in the habit of making yourself some tea, right? You're gonna have to learn to like relax, cut the stress. Anything stressful, anything rage bait, do not engage. It's not good for you. I'm telling you have to, like, positive stuff, happy stuff. Like, you have to stay away from rage baiting. Black woman rage. I'm not involved. And you see why I tell you guys all the time, do not internalize foolishness. You see this? It is detrimental to your health. Oh, black men hate black women. Oh, I can't relate. I'm not getting involved in that. Oh, when you're a black person, they hate you. Oh, no. Because all of that, it creates stressors. It is very stressful. These like some of these conversations, right? Some of these conversations are really stressful. Imagine listening to conversations as a black woman. They're always saying, oh, because you're black, nobody will love you. Because you're black, nobody will love you. You keep listening to that, and you will start to believe it. Okay? And then what happens when you start to believe it? When you start to feel like nobody wants you, you will start doing things that actually will validate why nobody wants you. You'll start eating more, so you're getting bigger. Oh, I'm too big now to go outside, right? You'll start like not taking care of yourself. Oh, well, I don't look good enough. Yeah, because you listen to the foolishness, right? And now you're going to start behaving in a way that makes these things come true. So like now you have confirmation bias. Of course you have confirmation bias because you started believing in this foolishness, right? Oh, you're a dark-skinned woman. Nobody's going to love you. You keep listening to that. You'll start to see issues with your dark skin. Then you'll start doing self-deprecating behavior. And now you're really moving in a way that is not lovable. Oh, you see, they don't love me because I'm dark-skinned. No, they don't love you because you're no longer taking care of yourself. Right? That's what I'm telling you. All this rage bait stuff, you have to be like, oh no, I am not involved in this foolishness, right? Because you have to protect your mental health. You guys, mental health is a real thing. Like I believe in it, right? I do feel like sometimes people do weaponize it, but I do believe in that, right? You understand? But my thing is, it's a lot easier to believe in positivity, right? Because when you believe in something good, you're more likely to do good for yourself, right? If you believe that good things are coming your way, positive things are coming your way, that you attract positive things, right? Then you're more likely to eat, conduct yourself, take care of yourself in a way that you are prepared for the good things that are coming to you. If you believe that nothing good is going to happen to you, you'll start to neglect yourself. You'll start to have self-deprecating behavior. You will start having harmful behaviors because you have bought into this lie. Like, you don't know these people? Just because we're black does not mean we have the same favor. I'm not trying to be funny, but right? You have your favor, I have my favor. Just because you went through something, it doesn't mean it's going to be the same for me. Because everybody has their own brain, okay? Everybody has their own intelligence, okay? Yeah, exactly. Good job. Do not respond. They got like, girl, what? No. No. And you'll see, like, you really, truly, that's why I feel like you really, truly have to protect your peace. Because all of that stuff, you guys, all this rage baiting stuff, the rage, it causes inflammation. It causes anxiety. It causes nervousness. It causes stress. Then what happens? You're going to start eating something. And then you eat this, it leads to you eating this other thing, that leads to you eating this other thing. And now your whole day, you thought, oh, I'm going to do intermittent fasting. I was going to be more mindful. I ate today. It's gone out the window because you let somebody play with your feelings. Okay. You cannot internalize stuff. You truly cannot. And people might think, oh, you're anti-black. Yeah, sure, whatever. Okay. I don't want to die because stress kills people. Stress kills people. Stress kills people. Okay? Stress will literally kill a person. It takes years away from your life. It is a real thing. So you got to really protect your mind, and you got to protect your heart, right? You have to believe in good things, in positive things, in beautiful things. Because once you do, when you look at life that way, you're more excited to eat better. You're more excited to shop better. You're more excited to clean. You're more excited to take care of yourself. You're more excited to lose weight. Why? Because you believe in good things, right? Like, oh, I'm a good person. I'm a child of God. I don't hurt people. So it's like, why would good things come to me? Right? So if I believe that good things are coming to me, then I have to take care of myself. Why? Because good things are coming to me. Like, yo, I heard what you say. I mean, it's sad you had this experience, right? But you know, I'm not going to internalize this. Not trying to be mean, right? But I cannot internalize the stuff, because all of that, it leads to stress. And then when you start stressing, you're going to start eating. Then you're going to want sugar. So it's like, oh, well, I don't feel like making it, so let me go to DoorDash. Do you see how, like, just consuming bad energy, consuming bad information, or consuming bad content can can have your entire diet just spiral out of control? You know what I mean? And then once you have the Chick-fil-A, once you have the milkshake, like, well, I might as well have this, I might as well have that. They is messed up. You know what I'm saying? And that's why also I truly, truly understand, like, people who wake up in the morning and they make sure not to use their phone first, right? They might write in their journal first. They might make themselves some tea first. They might read the Bible first. They might read something positive first, right? Like, they mentally brace themselves before going on social media. I'm like, yeah, the older you get, you start to understand why they do that, right? Because you got to have control over your thoughts, right? But I just feel like if you could wake up in the morning, right? No social media, make yourself some tea. Like, if you have like your favorite mug, or maybe you go to TJ Maxx, whatever, like, buy yourself a mug that you really like, that's really, really pretty, right? And just enjoy waking up in the morning, making yourself some tea, whether it's green tea, chamomile, black, ginseng, what else they have? You know, whatever kind of tea you want to make, right? Enjoy making yourself some tea, cut up some lemons, right? And just silently just stay with yourself and say, I'm going to have a good day today, right? Everything's going to be peaceful. I will achieve my goals. I'm going to walk this morning. I'm going to meet nice people. I will smile at them. They will smile at me. I'm like, whoo, it's going to calm you down, right? Nothing bad's going to happen to me. God watches over me. The blood of Jesus protects me. That, put yourself in that zone, right? Nighttime also, do the same thing at night. You turn everything off. You make your tea. You say, God, I had a beautiful day. I was very successful. I like how my date went. I like how they respond to people. I only engage with stuff that made me happy. You drink your tea. You go to bed. Yeah, you really, really, really have to protect your mental health, because if you don't, the hormones, the hormones are all over the place. Because I'm like, you have a lot of cortisol, so like you're gonna have to like bring it down. Meditation, also breathing, you know, talking to yourself like everything's gonna be okay. I don't have to be stressed out. Everything works out for my good. Everything always works out for my good. Just woo's out, you know. It really is going to bring your cortisol down. And then you'll start to see your belly go in. Yeah, it really it's a real thing, Kevin. You can, because they really want you to be able, like, they want you to internalize the pain, the griefs, the struggles of every Black person. That is not healthy. That is not healthy. Because if you're not careful, you'll start having rage on the inside of you. It's a real thing. And I'm like, this right here, rage to me, it truly is. It's not a constructive emotion. It truly is not. But I encourage anybody that's dealing with anxiety, like if you really have anxiety, if you have stress, if you really are an emotional eater, I want you to do this. Like, when you wake up in the morning, even if you're doing intermittent fasting, you can do tea. There's no calories in that, right? But it's just like, because it's like, it's so warm, you know, it will calm you down. Just making your tea, you know, like dipping your tea sack in there, whatever, right? You want to get in the habit of making your tea in the morning, right? And you can mix it. If you have different teas, if you have green tea, black tea, cranberry, ginseng, whatever tea you have, you can mix different bags. You don't have to just one bag, right? You can even add some cinnamon to it, like the actual, not the not the powder stuff, but the actual cinnamon roll, like they sell them, right? You can put that in there, right? Just enjoy making yourself a nice infusion, right? And just sit down with yourself. You don't have to rush to grab your phone. You don't have to rush to consume negativity. You don't have to consume the drama, the division. You don't have to consume any of that. Right? Like the first few hours, like the first 30 minutes when you wake up, protect your peace. Right? The last 30 minutes before you go to bed, protect your peace. Right? But you can even, like, sometimes I even play like the Christian stuff, like where they read the Bible, or like I'll find like some positive affirmation stuff. I just let that play in the background. So when I sleep, I listen to positive stuff, right? Yeah. Exactly. Like it's just too much. Like that you are gonna lose your mind. And they truly want people to lose their minds. Like, no. There's a lot of things you can't control, but the stuff that happens in there, that is, you are responsible for that. Your mind has to be your happy place. Absolutely. Like your mind absolutely has to be your happy place. It is your mind. You cannot have a chaotic mind. You cannot have a stressed out mind. You cannot have a confused mind. You cannot have a distressed mind. Okay. This right here, there are many things you can't control. There are many things that don't belong to you. But this place right here, like your mind, that is your place. And it has to be a happy place. It has to be a place of clarity. It has to be a place of joy and peace. It has to be a place of, like, positivity, a place of, like, yeah, we believe in good things. Like we believe in good things. We live good things. We see good things, right? Once you start having that, you'll see that you're not going to be an emotional eater anymore, because anxiety will depart from you. Okay. Anxiety will depart from you. Okay. But I'm like, if you have high levels of cortisol, you're going to have to rest. And rest is not just sleep. Right? Rest is like you have to rest from worries and stress and anxiety and this, and that. Right? Yeah, absolutely. 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 Like, it is what it is. You can't save everybody. You can't fix everything, because if you hurt yourself, or if you put on, because like you're 289, you let people stress you out, all it takes is 11 more pounds. You'll be at 300. No, I don't think so. I don't think so. Even stressful people, like if you have stressful people in your family, send them to voicemail. If they need you, they can write a text message. Because some people too, like some people, just being on the phone with them, they just increase your anxiety because they're too much. They're just too much. Text messages only. Okay, like you might even have to be a text message only kind of person. Like, I'm not, because I know it is what it is, right? Because you have to lose this weight. But to lose the weight, you really have to be in a good mental space. Because once you say to yourself, I can bring myself down, like, what do we have? We're like 289. You can definitely be like 220 by the end of the year, right? Once you really start feeling, okay, I can definitely get to like 220, 230 by December, and you're locked in, that's it. Some people are really going to have to be text message only, like, because their voice alone is like a stressor. Like, you're stressing me out. You're really stressful, right? But you really have to, like, you're going to have a morning routine and a night routine that really encourages you to be peaceful. And I do feel like making yourself a cup of tea in the morning. Yeah, I really do believe like making yourself a cup of tea in the morning, or even a few cups of tea. That's fine. You can have 1 cup of tea. You can have 2 cups of tea, but it's just going to calm you down, right? You can also add ginger to it. Like if you actually buy the ginger fruit, like ginger root stuff, right? You can put some ginger in there also. That's really good. And then nighttime, do the same thing, right? Make some tea, add some lemons, add some ginger, add some cinnamon, right? And just enjoy that. Like you have the right to peace and quiet. You know what I'm saying? Like you really do. You do that for 30 days, you're like, wow, I feel so much better. And I'm sure you'll lose weight. Because once the cortisol goes down, you'll lose like belly fat. Because when you have a lot of cortisol, also, it makes it really hard for your belly fat to come down. Yeah. You will have to bring it down. You have to lower your cortisol. You have to lower your cortisol. And if the cortisol goes down, you'll start to see that you're not as stressed, you're not as anxious anymore, you're not as afraid anymore. Like, I'm good, I'm okay, I'm fine. Oh my gosh, she's so calm. Yeah. And that's why these Buddhist people, they prioritize meditation. And how often do you see a fat Buddhist? Okay. I see why. They probably have really, really low cortisol levels because they're not stressed. They're not stressed. You're not stressing me, right? They don't stress. They do a lot of meditation. Everything's going to be okay. You know what I'm saying? Like everything is going to be okay. So you have to realize that. Okay, my people, I got to go now, but let her finish that one segment. I'll share her video. You guys can finish up if you want.
Exercise or movement. So for the month of January, I'm going to be using my handy dandy walking pad. And yes, I know we can all agree that walking outside is a better option than walking on a walking pad.
You see, you guys, I'm telling you, like, we're all going to get to a point as Black people. And I mean, when I mean Black, I mean complexion, right? We're going to get to a point as Black people, like Black people with diaspora. We're slowly but surely, we're going to like lean into Asian practices, and we're going to have a lot of respect for Asian people. There's a reason why Asian people drink so much tea. And you see how small they are. Okay. You see how tiny, like they don't get big. Asian people drink a lot of tea. A lot of the tea even comes from Asia, okay? But I'm just saying, like, the Asian people, they drink a lot of tea, right? Asian people and South, oh, white man, be quiet. Asian people, South Asian people, like the Indian people, they walk a lot. Yesterday, when I was walking too, I saw this Indian couple. I see a lot of Indian couples. Like, there was a lot of them, but it was a much older Indian couple, right? Now, the husband was a lot faster. The husband was a lot. I'm like, sir, you might want to slow down. Like, your wife is behind you, right? The auntie, she was struggling a bit because she wore the traditional outfit, like the what's it called? The sari. Like, she had a little skirt thing going on, right? But I'm like, you see, like Asian people, South Asian people, every time they eat food, they start walking. Right? If they have lunch, if they eat breakfast, they walk. They eat lunch, they start walking. They have dinner, they walk, right? They always have some kind of infusion, like they always make tea, right? They're known for drinking lots of tea. Now, sometimes they might add like the bubble tea, whatever it's called, or tapioca, whatever they put in that stuff, right? But it's a people that prioritizes drinking a lot of tea because a lot of the tea also, it burns the fat. Like they drink loads of tea, right? They walk a lot. They drink a lot of tea, and also, yes, they eat carbs. But whether you look at Chinese people, Korean people, who else is out there? Japanese people, right? They might eat the rice, but they always have vegetables. They always have vegetables, and they always have some kind of soup, right? Japanese people have like a little miso soup business going on, right? Vietnamese people also have their soup. Like they always have a soup. They always have vegetables, and then they have rice. We're missing the vegetable part and the soup part, okay? But it's like this is why. So they're able to eat the rice, they're able to eat the carbs, but because they have vegetables, they have soup, and then they walk, it doesn't destroy their bodies, right? I'm like, we have to really pay attention. Like we really, really do. We truly do have to. We have to start paying attention to other people. Like, oh wow, why are you people so skinny like this? Like, why do you eat this and you remain skinny, right? Because they eat their vegetables, they drink their soup, and they walk a whole lot. There's a lot of walking. They walk. They walk multiple times a day. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So you first, I guess, like you start with the liquid, right? So that you start filling up the belly, then you eat the vegetables, and then whatever's left, then you eat the carbs. But by that time, you're not going to eat that many carbs. I think also another thing also about Asian people is that they measure their food because everything is like a little cup. You know, we don't use cups. We just pop on the plate. You know what I mean? I'm like, that's a real thing too, huh? Right? But measuring food also, it's a real thing. They even have measuring cups. If you're going to be on Temu, let me see if they have them. They probably have them on Temu. Let me see. Because if you're going to be there, you might as well buy from them. Let me see if they have measuring cups. Okay. Well, they have, yeah. But there's some measuring cups that I had seen on. Now, there's so much on Temu measuring cups. Let me see. Let me see. 'Cause, 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 'c Okay, this one, yeah, this right here, right? This one, okay, yeah. You might want to get something like this so that you'll know. Oh, here it is, right? So that way, does this have free shipping? Okay, $2.99 for shipping. Okay, that's not too bad. But you might want to get something like this so that even you start to understand what a cup looks like. Because a lot of us, we don't know what a cup looks like, y'all. We just eat. Okay, we just eat. Because you see, like usually when you read the nutrition label, they'll tell you like it's a cup, it's half a cup, it's half of this, and that. But a lot of people don't even know what a cup looks like. Yeah. We don't, a lot of us don't even know what a cup looks like. Right? We have no idea. Because I'm sure if you ask most people, what does a cup look like? It might be like 3 cups. Like, no, that's not a cup. Okay, that's 3 cups of it, right? We don't even know what a cup looks like. But I'm like, when you see like Chinese people, like Asian people, when they serve their food, like everything is really measured. They measure everything. So then you have to understand why they probably have better results. So they can eat these carbs and not blow up like we do because they don't just eat the carbs. They measure the carbs also. And then they drink lots of tea and then they walk a lot, right? We have to start implementing those things. Like we have to start walking the way they're walking. We got to start drinking more tea the way they drink the tea. We also have to learn to reduce stress. We got to bring it down. We can't solve all the problems of the world. Like you cannot solve the Black people problem. You cannot solve all the problems. Shoot, even your own self, you might not even be able to solve all your problems. Okay, God's grace is sufficient. Okay, do your best, and then I guess God's grace is sufficient, right? But it's like you really have to be really mindful. You gotta take care of yourself, you guys. You gotta take care of yourself because if you get sick or something really bad happens, then what? You're no good to yourself and you're no good to nobody else. Yeah, exactly. But also, we have natural body shapes. It's just that we have destroyed. Yeah, but we also have natural body shapes. Okay, you forgot the slavery. We have natural body shapes. It's just that we just destroyed our body shapes because we don't take care of our bodies. But Black people have beautiful genetics. We just don't take care of our bodies anymore. So now we're sitting here suffering with blood pressure, cholesterol, obesity, stress, anxiety, and all that kind of stuff, right? No, but even people who slim down, they're not fat, they're healthy, right? But like the average Black person has to get back to this understand, like, okay, I'm Black, I have great genetics, I have to take care of my body. Like I need to make sure I eat well, I rest well, I take care of myself, I feed myself well. I need to cut back on stress and anxiety, right? Because that's why so many people are now emotional eaters. He's so crazy. That's why so many people are now emotional eaters. And being an emotional eater is not okay, right? You have to cut back your stress and you got to cut back your anxiety. You can't eat like that. It's not sustainable. But it's really sad.
But walking on a walking pad is better than me staying seated or laid up in the bed. So if you're here to leave that comment, don't. So what's the plan for January? Like I mentioned before, I'm going to do 1 meal a day, also known as OMAD or 24-hour fasting. And the meals that I will consume would be high in protein and low in carbs. For the movement aspect, I'm going to use my walking pad at least 1 hour a day.
You see, if she's only eating this for the day, that's too low. That's not enough. That's not enough calories. That's not enough. That's not enough protein. That's not enough calories, right? We need to see like a protein shake in here. Like, you can also do some juicing. Oh, did I show you this also? Let me show you something. If you decide to buy stuff from Temu, hold on. That's not enough. That's not enough. You gotta eat more food than that. You see, look at the juices, y'all. Y'all see this? Okay. Y'all see the prices? Yes, Kevin, you gotta take care of yourself. And Kevin, you're very beautiful. You're very handsome. You gotta take care of yourself. Okay. Do y'all see this? So this one, $37.18. This one is $60. This one is $28. Okay. So they have different prices. Like you decide what works for you. But I'm saying like there are some as low as like $30. Let's see what this looks like. Let's see. Let me come over here real quick. Let's see what this looks like. Shipping is like $3. So $30, right? Okay. So you don't have to get an expensive juicer. Okay, so here's this one. Okay, cool. Let's go back to this one. Let's see this one.
In the mail. So I'm going to walk you through my first impressions while I unbox it and show you my first attempt at making some juice.
Let's see what it looks like. Y'all, Temu has everything, guys. Temu is mad cheap. And you'll get your stuff. I'm telling you this, you'll get your stuff. Yeah. Mm-hmm. You will get your
The
stuff.
instruction manual does specify to wash everything except for the base in warm soapy water. So I'm going to go ahead and do that.
You will get your stuff. Okay, let's see. I might order this one today.
So once you've sliced up your fruit, now you're ready to feed it into the juicer.
Okay, so for us, the fat loss people over here, we would do the green apples, not this one. You could probably do a few, but like I said, remember the fructose, right? But I would definitely say do the green apples, okay? Do the green apples. And I'm like, you guys, I kid you not. Imagine like if you can wake up in the morning, I'm being serious because gut health also, another thing, your gut health, because if your microbiome is if your microbiome is out of whack, you're also gonna go crazy with the food, and you're gonna eat the dirtiest, unhealthy food ever because your gut is out of whack. Okay, so like if you probably would, if you're doing intermittent fasting, you probably would not do the juicing in the morning, right? But you can do the tea in the morning. When you break your fast, then you can drink your juice, right? But you can have like celery in there. You can have green apples in there. You can have ginger in there. You can have beets. The beets thing I bought this, but it's more for the smoothie stuff, right? But think about this. Like, think about if you were to juice more instead of drinking soda, instead of drinking a milkshake. These things do absolutely nothing for you, okay? But if you start juicing with like the green vegetables, because the green ones are full of fiber. Fiber will make you poop, okay? The more you poop, you guys, I know it sounds crazy. The more you poop, the more you regulate your gut. The more you poop, the more you regulate your gut, the more you regulate your hunger, okay? No, I can look that person up, right? Oh, be quiet, white man. Okay. You understand? Like when your gut is regulated, you will cut back on your cravings. That's why yesterday I said to get get the L-glutamine, right? L-glutamine and the berberine, right? But my point is also juicing will help you a whole lot. I remember I used to go to this one place in New Orleans. I used to get like their celery juice, like it used to make me feel so good. Who would have thought? Who would have thought that I would like celery juice? It's so crazy. It's a thing now. It's, you know what I'm saying? Okay. 2025, you guys, we're getting healthier, okay? But I'm like, $30 for a juicer, and then you can control what goes into your body because a lot of these juices that they have at the store, even the natural ones, if you turn around and read the label, it is full of sugar. It is full of sugar, right? Because these are more fruit juices than they are juices, right? You want to juice to cleanse. You don't want to juice to trigger more unhealthy biomes. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like you want to regulate your biome, all right? Because hunger a lot of times also comes from your gut. There's a hormone. You see, it's all the hormones. There's a hormone in there called gremlin. Gremlin is responsible for driving you crazy when it comes to food, okay? So you want to juice. You want to start drinking more teas. You want to start juicing more, drinking more water, making your protein shakes and things like that. And then eat your protein, eat your vegetables, and then whatever's left, you eat your carbs. Okay. That's how you want to do it.
Make sure it's plugged in. It should be automatically on 0. If you have like softer fruit or vegetables, you go on setting 1s, but the manual set for apples and other hard fruit vegetables, you have to use 2.
Let's see what this does. Gremlin, yeah. What else? I said gremlin. I said gremlin. Stop messing with me.
So this is 3 apples, and my opinion of this juicer is that it is so powerful. It takes a little bit getting used to, but just like any other appliance, you always have to read the instruction manual and kind of give it a trial and error. But overall, like, look at that. There's a lot of juice that came out, and it came out very quickly, especially for someone who's trying it for the first time. I really recommend this, especially for the price.
No, that's not too bad. So this is the, hold on, let me get out of this one. This is this one. Okay, I'll share this on community tab, okay? But it should be hard to find. This one is $37.18. Yeah. All right. So if you can, you should get yourself a juicer, or at least like plan to get a juicer this month, right? So that way you can start making a lot of healthy juices and take good care of yourself, all right, you guys? Because it's worth your health, you guys. And this is what, like, some fast food, right? It's what price of fast food, and you have the supplies all year long, right? So I'm like, yeah, it's worth it, right? But sis over here, she's not eating a lot. Because day 1, day 2, and even day 3, that should be like 1 day of eating. Because she needs, with your protein, you need 1 to 1.5 your body weight in protein. So I'm like, those 3 meals most likely make what she needs in protein per day. Because you have to get your proteins. You have to.
And did I forget to mention, I'm also not consuming any alcohol. My girlfriends and I made a pact.
Yeah, see, this is like breakfast. Like, this is not, you can't eat this all day, bro. That's not enough food.
To have a dry January. So watch me honor my commitment to myself, and hopefully you can be inspired to do the same.
Yeah, this is not enough food. If that's all she eats in 1 day, that's not enough food. Yeah, she's not eating enough. Yeah, this is very light. This is very light. Now, this is mostly carbs. Yeah. You have to eat more, you guys. Yeah, she would have to eat more. And she would probably burn more if she ate more fat. So it's a good start, but she would have to eat more. And you see, like, if you eat if you eat more fats, if she was to eat more, like more protein, more fats, she'll lose even more. Yeah, Mark, you know, juicer. You do, boo-boo. You do. And you're a man too, you know. You want to make sure your prostate don't get inflamed, Mark. You don't want to have you don't want people to have to go in there and play with your stuff. Because you know, you guys, like when you like 40, 50, like you go for your prostate stuff, you know, the people go through your butthole. I hope you know that. You know, and you know, like when you go for your prostate exam, they give you like diuretics so you can poop a lot, so the doctor can go in there a lot easier, right? But for men also, it's important too, because your prostate is in your booty, okay? The prostate is in the booty. So that's why men also have to be very careful eating food that causes lots of inflammation, right? Men also have to be very careful with their gut health because your prostate is in there, all right? I'm being serious. You know, like we have a clitoris, right? The prostate is the man's clitoris, right? It's in there. That's why some people, when they try it, they become down low. Because you can never get that feeling anywhere else. Like it's in there. I'm like, why would God do such a thing though? That's so mean. I'm like, that really is mean. Why would God do this? Okay. Yeah. You have to take it very seriously. It's a real thing, you guys. It is a real thing. Your gut health is, it's a real thing. It really is. It's a real thing. But if you don't eat well, if a man doesn't eat well, you eat foods that are inflamed, you don't go to the bathroom enough, right? You got to think about when you get older, what's going to happen to your prostate. And I don't suggest doing foolishness, okay? You want a healthy gut and you want a healthy prostate. So we all have to be very careful. Like it's a real thing. It's a real thing. It really is. Oh, really? I would look her up, right? But I'm like, $30 though, that's like what, going to McDonald's, going to Chick-fil-A. But you buy the machine and you have the machine forever. Right. And also, like, you have to get in the habit of like going to the produce section and picking up like green vegetables and coming home and making juices and drinking your juices. You might not like it at first, But the more you do it, the more you drink it, you'll get used to it. Then it becomes like a habit for you. Like, oh, you're not gonna have some juice today, and then it'll keep your belly like really, really flat, right? Make your skin look really bright. You'll have great complexion, great mood, flat stomach, a healthy gut, a healthy prostate. It's like, y'all, we really have to, if we care to, oh my God, I gotta go a little bit, right? We really have to be honest too. It's like God really put a lot of healing properties in these vegetables, okay? God put lots of healing properties in the vegetables and the fruits. We refuse to educate ourselves and to learn how to use the healing properties of vegetables and plants and whatever to be healthy people, right? But we can truly have a healthy life. Like you can be 50, 60, 70s, 80s and not even look your age because you know what the hell you're doing. Okay? Yeah, drink water, but also juicing because it's fiber. Like Don told you live in the UK, so it's a bit different because you Europeans too, like you guys are very protective of your food. Like over here in America, like the fast food we eat, the stuff we eat, we are truly congested. It's not a joke. Like Americans, we eat really bad. It is not a joke. Like in Europe, there's a lot more regulation. Like when KFC goes to France, they have to change their formula. They have to use a different kind of oil. They have to use different this and that. Like the fast food, like even American fast food in Europe is healthy, right? They give you guys healthy fast food. Over here, it's like everybody for themselves, okay? They really do poison us out here. It is not a joke. It's not a joke. And a lot of us, we've gotten poisoned for years. No, we're not doing Diet Coke. Okay? Right? Yeah. But for most women, though, Marlene, I think 1,200 is a bit too excessive. Like Yolanda, for example, I would not put her on a 1,200 calorie diet. To me, that's that excessive foolishness. If she was maybe like 40 pounds, 50 pounds overweight, sure, you know what I'm saying? But I'm like, for her, where she is right now, I think like put her somewhere like 1,800, even 2,000 calories also for maybe like 6 months, 9 months, and then like as she loses more, her deficit can be narrower, right? Because you don't want to torture people because drastic changes also can cause way more imbalances than they actually create a healthy environment because it's too sudden, it's too drastic, right? A person who goes from eating 3,000 calories and then or even 4,000, even 5,000 calories a day, because it could have been that before she got here, she was probably doing like 5,000 calories a day. You know what I'm trying to say? So you take her imagine going from 5,000 to 1,200 a day. Oh no, it's excessive. It really is excessive. She's not gonna last. And when she gains, it's gonna be even worse. So I'm like, if you used to do 25,000, let's do 2,500. Like 6 months, 2,500. Okay. Then after that, we can do 2,000 maybe for another 6 months. Right. But I know like people saw that the 1,200. People really saw that with what's your girl's name? Lori Harvey and her 1,200. But Lori, she was thick. She was not morbidly obese. Right. So maybe she was eating like 2,000 calories a day. Let me show you real quick so you can see. I'm a type overweight, but she wasn't overweight. Right. You see, Lori was thick. Let me show you, right? Let me show you what I mean. Because you got to be mindful because the starting point truly matters. Yeah. You see, let me show you what she looked like because I have some of her pictures. Okay, here she is, right? You see this, right? So like this right here, she's not morbidly obese. She's not obese. She's not morbidly obese. She's not insulin resistant. She doesn't have lots of cortisol, right? She was just a little thicker. So like most likely she was probably consuming like 2,000, 2,500 calories. That's how she got to be the size. So when she cuts down to 1,200, it's not as crazy of a deficit, right? But then imagine someone that used to eat 5,000 calories. And then you say, okay, now we're going to put you in a deficit. You're going to eat 1,200. No. that's going to cause more harm than good, right? You slowly want to do it. So like if you used to do like 5,000, maybe go down to 3,000, right? Master that for like 4 months or 6 months. Then you bring it down to 2,500. Master that for 6 months. Then you bring it down to 2,000. Master that for 6 months, right? Then you want to get to a place you can do like 1,800, 1,600, right? If you still need more, that's fine. We see, yeah, because 21 and over, 1,600, 3,000 calories, exactly. You know what I'm saying? Right. Right. You see what I'm saying? So she wasn't that big. She was just thick. Right. See, she's not that big. You don't have like a sagging belly. You don't have all of this. Like, she don't have kids. So even for her doing 1,200, it was doable for her because she didn't come from a place where she was eating so ridiculously. Right. Does that make sense, you guys? Hopefully I'm making sense. Right. When it comes down to, where's our good sis? Where is she? Is she right? Right. But when it comes to Yolanda, for example, like, sorry, y'all, hold on. When it comes to Yolanda, it could be that with her, she was probably doing like 5,000 calories, right? And so you couldn't put her off the bat at 1,200. You would, that's unnecessary. That's also very unhealthy. You got to go gradually.
Of a montage of the working out and the eating. So let's get into the eating. I have to share with you guys, in addition to what I've already shown you, I also consume a few other things. So in the month of January, beef jerky, specifically I think it's Jimmy Link's Flaming Hot. I'll put the picture somewhere. Those beef jerkies had a chokehold on me. So when I would be preparing my food or preparing my plate, it was like my appetizer, but I didn't know how to put that in the video. So I'll put it in here now. So I would have a beef jerky stick, not every day, but pretty frequently throughout the month. And in addition,
you know why it makes a lot of sense. You know why she wanted to eat the beef jerky? Okay. She was not eating enough, and also she was craving proteins. You see, the hormones. Your brain will make you do stuff. And I told you guys the sodium, but also the hormones. Sorry, it's the hormones. Your brain will force you to eat what it wants you to eat, right? But she was going for the beef jerky because she was needing the protein because she didn't have enough protein, right? So if you do OMAD, you still have to make sure you're eating your proteins for the day. So if you're 200 pounds, we're talking like from 1 to 1.5 times your body weight in protein, right? So what is that? 200, 300, yeah. So you can go from 200 grams to 300 grams of protein. You need your protein. So if you do your OMAD, you still have to eat from 1 to 1.5 your body weight in protein. That's why I say you'll need more than 1 hour. You need like 2-3 hour window, even 4 hour window to eat that much protein, because protein is a lot. You saw the Trump. Trump is crazy, right? The Trump diet is coming. That could be a thing. I might make money over there. I might sell to the MAGA people, right? You got to eat your protein, because otherwise you'll look for ways to, like, your brain will make you look for ways to get the meat in, right? I don't need his help. Thank you. You're gonna put a tariff on my diet. Thank you.
In addition to that, I also incorporated matcha lattes into my meals. So after I would eat my meal, I would have a matcha latte. And that is just like matcha powder with oat milk. And then I would put in a few pumps of sugar-free vanilla syrup in it. And it was so good. I'm probably showing you all my little latte.
Okay. Don't do the oat milk. Okay. Oat milk is incredibly processed. That's what if she had fixed her diet, she would have lost more weight. Oat milk is incredibly processed. When you look at oat milk, let me see if I can find the label for you. Hold on. Yeah. It sounds healthy, but it's not. Okay. Let me see if I can find the label. Okay, let's look at this. I told you it's a oat milk. If it does not, if God didn't make this milk naturally, that the people have to make it in the lab, you don't want it. Okay? Because then it's incredibly processed. That's why I say you have to read these damn labels. You got to read these damn labels, right? Let me get out of the way. So a cup has 160 calories, right? You have 9 grams of fat, okay? But how much carbs do you have? So one cup has 15 grams of fat, of 15 grams of carbs. Carbs are sugar. So you only have 2 grams that are coming from dietary fiber. Yeah, because it's processed. Total added sugar, 7 grams. Okay? Protein, you only have 3. It's a hell to the no. Okay? It is a no. It is a no. Let me show you unsweetened coconut milk. Hold on. Do not do it. Don't do it, girl. It sounds healthy, but it's not. It's processed. It's processed AF. Hold on. Okay. Let me show you this. I thought. Where's the label? Okay. You see this one? Look at this one. This is unsweetened coconut milk. You can also buy unsweetened coconut milk at Walmart, right? Look at right here, right? So, serving size, 8 fluid ounces. You have 90 calories. Okay. Look at this one. Oat milk is what? 160. So pretty much 1 cup of oat milk is twice the number of calories as you would get with unsweetened coconut milk, right? It's almost, because it's 90. The other one's 160, right? So it's close, right? You have 9 grams of fat. Good. Over here also you have 9 grams of fat. Okay, so here they're equal. Okay, let me go back. Right? Sodium, 35 milligrams of sodium. Okay. Oat milk, 100 milligrams of sodium. All right. I'm telling you, y'all gonna have to read these labels. Okay. Carbs. How many carbs do you have? 3. You only have 3 grams of carbs. So you have almost half the amount of calories, same amount of fat, right? 1/3 of the sodium, right? 3 grams of what? 3 grams of carbs, right? With the oat milk, you have 15. So that's a fifth, right? 3 times 5, 15. Okay, cool. Right? Over here. Okay, protein, 1 gram, right? And this is why, absolutely. Okay. And like I said, Black people don't like to read. Y'all gonna learn to read today, okay? Black people do not like to read. Y'all gonna have to learn to read. I told you when I was in my anthropology course at Mason, Professor Rutledge, he's Black, right? He was like, when he was growing up, people used to say, if you don't want the Blacks to find out, put it in a book because they'll never read it. I said, oh my gosh. Yo, when he said that, I was, what the heck? These white people are crazy, right? You have to really read. Just because it sounds healthy does not mean it's healthy, you guys. If God didn't make it and the people have to make it in the lab, then it has to be processed. And you already know if it's processed, it's not good for you, right? Like you eating oat milk is one thing. Like when you buy the Quaker oats, that's one thing. These people giving you oat milk, that's a whole different thing, okay? You have to read these labels. It is better for you to go to Walmart. At Walmart, they sell unsweetened coconut milk. And I like the way it tastes, right? Almond milk, I don't know, but I have to look at almond Hannafisa, right? You have to read. You really, really have to read these nutrition labels. But the carbs is what you want to stay away from. So even if she wants to make the matcha, the powder matcha, that's not a big deal, right? Matcha ain't a problem, right? It's the milk agent that she's using to make the matcha with. I'm gonna email Yolanda. I'm gonna go talk to her, right? It's the milk agent. So matcha is like a tea. It's not a problem. But when it comes to the milk agent you're going to use, though, you have to read your nutrition label. If you are trying to burn fat, you have to stay away from carbs. Now, you cannot completely avoid carbs because everything that has life has carbs, okay? But you have to be mindful how much carbs is in there, right? Vegetables have carbs. Fruits have carbs. Even protein, they do have carbs, it's just minimal. But everything that lives has carbs in there. So you can't fully avoid it. But at the same time, though, you want to make sure it's not, because it's processed. That's how the carbs got in there. Okay, make sense? Let me see about if I can find almond milk. Let me see. Let me see if I can see with this one. If I can find the label. Give me a second. This almond milk, it has too much. Let me see. Okay, problem with this one. You guys can see it. It only has 30 calories per serving, 2.5 grams of fat. So that's really low. Sodium, 170 milligrams. That's a lot. Potassium, 160 milligrams. But if you need potassium, you can just take the pill. Carbs, it has 1 gram of carb. So in the carb department, the unsweetened almond is good. For the fats, it's not as good. For the sodium, it's quite high. Okay? I don't know if you guys can see it. Hopefully you guys can see it, right? So carbs, it has less than 1 carb. But the sodium, so if you're someone and sodium is a problem for you, you might not want to go with the almond. You might go with the unsweetened coconut will be better for you, right? Because you can see sodium here is only 35 milligrams of sodium. Okay. No, matcha. She used matcha. Makes sense, you guys. Hand pizza, right? Yeah. I mean, sometimes people want the little creamy flavor. But yeah, water's always gonna be better. Okay. So oat milk, stay away from that. Stay away from oat milk. Oh no, ma'am.
Oat milk, and then I will put in a few pumps of sugar-free vanilla syrup in it. It's so good. I'm probably showing you all my little latte situations going on around us. But even my son, he really enjoyed the matcha lattes, and now he's asking for it. I'm like, no, that's for mama, but I guess I'll share. And with full transparency, gummy bears also made an appearance once or twice, more like twice this month as well. So that's something I need to work on. But overall, I think I did well in the food department. Now, for his movement goes,
she was missing sweets. Okay. If you want to also so if you're craving sweets, I mean, sometimes you can have a little bit of sweets, not gonna kill you. Just make sure you measure how much sweets you have. Is that the cleanest glass of water? And I don't know what you mean. I don't get that. I don't get the joke. What was I gonna say? You can make your own gummies also. There are recipes out there if you want to make your own gummy bears, so you can control how much sugar is in there. Okay, they have the molds. They sell the molds. I'm sure that green glass. No, wouldn't it be brown? Okay, it wouldn't be brown. They'll be brown, right? But if you go on Temu, if you go on Amazon, they have the molds. So let's say you like making gummy bears or whatever, they have molds, and I'm sure you can figure out how to make your own stuffy stuff, right? Also, maybe you can also use Jello if you want to make Jello also, right? Jello's good, sugar-free, like 0 carb, I think, in Jello, if I'm not mistaken, right? You can make your own Jello stuff, right? Where they gonna find the algae gel? It probably most likely be brown. Think about it. Okay, think about it. All right, so let's go.
The goal, remember, was to get an hour of movement on the walking pad. And I did do that most days. I did miss 2 or 3 days of movement because I was ill. But aside from that, I did get on the walking pad. Early on, though, I would be walking. I had to take breaks. I would sit down and take like a 2, 3, 4 minute break in between. So it might be like 20 minutes walk, rest, another 20 minutes, rest, finish out the last 20 minutes. And then I went up to just taking 1 break. And by the last week, I was able to walk the full hour. Something you guys, I don't know if I've shared this on the channel, but I have one leg that's shorter or longer, either way it goes is the right way to say it, longer than the other, and therefore it causes my hips to like hurt when I walk. So walking is a challenge for me, more so than doing other things. So anyway, so we pushed through with that. So there may be some days you see in the video where it looks like I'm moving at a snail's pace, which was probably 2 miles per hour, and that's when on a day when it just hurt a lot. So I would either be walking between 2 miles per hour all the way up to 2.7. I hadn't gotten up to 3 miles per hour yet. But we'll work on it. But a few things that helped me throughout this process was that I, made sure to stretch. I stayed hydrated, and I frequently use what I call my shaky board, but it's a vibration platform. And I have videos about it, and it really helps to keep my muscles like loose and get me warmed up for a nice walk. Did I bury lead? I really didn't do this on purpose. I guess you would want to know how much weight did I lose, because that is the whole focus, right? The focus is weight loss. I lost 14 pounds. Yeah, I think that's it. 226, and then the final weight was, I think I'm putting it up right now, 212. So yeah, 14 pounds. Yay!
Good job. That's a good job. But I'm saying, like, if she had tweaked certain things, she would have lost more also. And if she would have eaten more food, she would have lost more. Okay, you have to eat more protein. You really do.
Now, I'm probably right now doing a side-by-side comparison, and I know it's difficult to see a 14-pound weight loss on someone my size. Me losing 14 pounds is like your standard or average person losing, let's say, 3 or 4 pounds. You can't really see it. I get that. People always say, well, I can't see it. I don't see it. I don't see it either. But I'm still going to show the pictures because there's still progress being made. And eventually we will see bigger progress, and you'll be able to visibly see it on the picture. But for now, just trust the scale. I lost 14 pounds. So yay for me. So as I said at the start of this video, I'm going to create videos monthly, just like this one.
That's good. Now let me show you, then I'm going to go. Okay. If you go on TikTok, you will find videos on how to make gummy bears. Okay. Yeah, you can make.
How cute are these little gummies? Today we are making gummies with real fruits, and you only need 3 ingredients. I made a mango flavor and I made a mixed berry flavor, but let me show you how to make them. Start off by steaming 2 cups of mango. I did frozen mango. You want to steam them until they're very soft. I think mine took me about 8 minutes. For the berries, I did 2 cups of berries, 1 cup of water. You don't have to steam the berries. You can just throw them in a pot. This is optional, but I did add some chia seeds. The berries are easy. You can just smash them in the pot, but for the mango, you have to blend it. It's an extra step for the mango, but it does come out smoother. I added about 3 tablespoons of honey. Poured it back into the pot, and now I can do my gelatin. 5 tablespoons of gelatin, 3/4 cup of water. Mix it until it blooms, then add it to the pan. When you're stirring, it should dissolve easily. If you do add chia seeds, make sure you soak them first. I added about 2 tablespoons of chia seeds to each recipe. I forgot to soak my chia seeds on the first batch, and they were not fun to eat, so don't do that. While it's still warm, pour it into the mold. If it gets hard before you finish pouring, just heat it back up. You want to keep these in the fridge for at least 3 to 4 hours, but I just did it overnight. These molds made it super easy for me to pop them out. They're just a little bit bigger than regular gummies, but I do think they make it easier for my toddler to grab them. How cute are these little gummies? Today we are making gummies with real fruits, and you only
homemade 3 ingredient gummy bears. Well, these are gummy O's. These are gummy bears. The only 3 ingredients you need are fruit juice. I'm using pomegranate. If you want this to be super clean and healthy, make sure it's organic fruit juice and there's no sugar added. Then you're going to need
You can just make your own juice, actually. You can make your own juice.
This one is unflavored. It's beef gelatin, and I got it on Amazon. I will link it in my Amazon storefront under the kitchen section. And then honey, it's the only other thing. I need to get more of it, but I always get raw, local, organic honey.
Oh, you can try maple syrup. Maple syrup has less. Maple syrup.
How cute are these?
Sorry.
Homemade
maple syrup.
Honey, it's the only other thing. I need to get more of it, but I always get raw, local, organic honey. We're going to simmer this in a saucepan for like 5 minutes till it's
not eating
nice and warm, and then we're going to put it in the molds. That's it. I got these off Amazon too.
The thing is also, like, if you notice also with her is that when she was doing it, her first 30 days, she didn't really focus on her gut health. So the cravings are still going to be there. That's why if you're morbidly obese, like, you really have to get the berberine and you have to get the glutamine. Like the L-glutamine and the berberine, it's really going to help with your gut health. And like eating more fiber also, like eating the fiber, drinking your fiber, the more you poop, the less and less you're going to have these cravings for sugar, this, and that. Another thing also, you have to eat a lot of fats. Okay. Yeah, oat milk is. You didn't know this about oat milk. So you guys don't read. You don't read the labels. You have to read the labels. You really, anything that you guys, that's just how it goes. If it's not made by God, but it's made in the lab, then you already know it's extremely processed, right? And if it's extremely processed, for your weight loss journey, it's just not going to work. It's just not going to work, okay? Appalachian Trail, oh my gosh, almost 2,200 miles. Yeah, like mangoes and things like that, Even the stuff that our Mexican people do, they have some like spice they put on mangoes. Forgot what it's called. Oh my gosh. What is it called? Hold on. What is it called again? Yeah. Like maybe something like this. Tahine. There you go. Right? That could be a thing also. Yeah, think of Tina, right? The tahine stuff, right? Like you see, you might want to try stuff like that. But because I also feel like sometimes, like what makes it hard for people who already have a sweet tooth and things like that, Mark, is that first of all, they don't focus on gut health. They don't take the right supplements. They don't eat enough fiber. Don't eat enough fats. Don't eat enough protein. But I think also many times also people don't have enough recipes at their disposal. Like, hey, if I give up this kind of sweet, what else can I do that's also just as sweet, right? And I'm like, nature has what you need, boo-boo. Nature has what you need. But I think like the tahine stuff, I think it tastes pretty good. I've never tried it, but I'm pretty sure it tastes really, really good. Oh, she did. Okay. I'm pretty sure it tastes really, really good. I have to look for this. I'll look for it. Okay. Oh, look at this mango ceviche. Ooh.
You guys how to make ceviche, and this year I wanted to run back this delicious mango ceviche. It's here. So last year I showed you guys how to make ceviche, and this year I wanted to run back this delicious mango ceviche. It's summertime. This is so easy to make. People are intimidated by ceviche, but it's not that hard. Do not be afraid to make ceviche at home. You are missing out if you don't give it a try.
Why do you have to put music on? Like, I guess she did. She didn't have a choice. Oh, you see? It's like I think people really have to learn how to make like more recipes and stuff, because if you spicy mango salsa, okay, right? I think if more and more people had more recipes at their disposal, they wouldn't be tripping like that. But some people don't know what else to make, what else to eat, so people just eat what they know. That makes sense. And then it seems as though a lot of people don't read the labels, so that could be a thing. But I'm gonna start making. I think I'm gonna get a new camera. I'm gonna get a Sony so I can make different kind of content, right? But even myself, I think I'm gonna start making more recipes and stuff so people can see, I can make this, I can make that, Yeah, if people had more recipes and stuff, like even like the smoothie stuff, like if you buy your strawberries ahead of time, you buy your strawberries, blueberries, raspberries. What else is out there? Bananas. Hey, Callie, your bananas. I bought mangoes also. I bought pineapples. I was just waiting for them to go a little bit like get a bit more ripe and stuff. But you bought all your fruits, and then you just freeze them up. You freeze them up, right? So like throughout the day, throughout the week, you just make yourself some smoothies. And also know this too: if you're on a fat loss journey, right, whipped cream is your friend. Okay, let me see. Okay. Whipped cream is your friend, okay? You want to use it. Let me see if I can find the label here so I can show you what it looks like. I gotta go. Let me show you. Hold on. Okay. Just stop for a second here. Right. You could always, if you feel like, if you want to, especially if you can't have ice cream, right, and you want to have a little bit of like something sweet-ish, right? Here is the label for whipped cream. Okay, so calories per serving 15, total fat 1 gram, sodium 0, total carbs is less than 1 gram. That's pretty cute. Protein 0, of course. You know what I'm saying? But feel free to also when you're making like your dessert and stuff, feel free to use whipped cream. Okay, you can use whipped cream. All right. You make a smoothie also, you can put some whipped cream on top. Right? So enjoy that as well. No, I can look it up. I've never heard of it. Okay. But I feel like the more recipes you have for salads, juices, meals, oh, you see this? Yeah. It's about having lots of recipes. And this is why, you see, this is why you cannot be a feminist, okay? Because feminists don't believe in cooking, okay? But you see, the more food you know how to make, the more food you know how to cook, the more things you know how to do, the less likely you are to just blow up, right? If you know how to cook your meals, your dessert, your things like that, you can control your waistline and you can make sure you don't get super, super big, right? But if you don't know how to cook, you always have to order food, you have to wait for somebody else to feed you, you're more likely to get big, right? And also, the more you go grocery shopping and the more you make it a habit to read these labels, right, you're less likely to buy foolishness. So therefore, you're less likely to eat foolishness. Therefore, you're more likely to control your waistline, okay? You want to control your waist. Boysenberry. Oh, really? That's what you want. Oh. Well, I never heard of those things. No. Wow. Okay. I have to see where I can find them. Okay. But, that's what you want. So nutrition, and it can be delicious and it can be nutritious. Okay. So that's it, my peoples. I have to go now. But I hope you enjoyed today's video. Wasn't meant to be this long, but Tahit is good on everything. I'm going to look it up. When I go back to my Latino Mercado, I would look it up. Because I'm like, you want to make good things. Because if you really enjoy the food that you eat, you might not even realize you're on a diet. Like, what? Right? You might not even realize it because you're going to have so much fun. It's like, you're not going to feel like you're missing out on anything, right? It's just knowing about how to make stuff. Oh, well, look at that, white man. Look at that. Okay, teaching me something new, right? But I don't know, where would I get those, though? I'm going to look it up. Okay. But you have to, oh, really? Carly said ChatGPT helped me to get a meal plan and shopping list together. That is really nice. Hey, Queenie, right? Yeah. So, and it seems like you can also use ChatGPT to help you eat also. Maybe I'll do that too, huh? But it's like you really want to make sure that the more you know how to shop, the more you read the nutrition label, the more you learn how to cook and things like that, the more things you know how to make, right? I think you will have a very successful fat loss journey, okay? But you just got to make sure you're reading what you're buying. Does that make sense, you guys? And then you should be good to go, okay? So, love you. I got to go now, okay? The Stairmaster is calling my name, okay? Hope you enjoyed this video. I'm going to leave the video up. Enjoy the replay, all right? Thank you for stopping by. So, let's lose this weight. Because I'm like, December, I need to be a lot smaller by December in the name of Jesus, okay? I need to be a lot smaller. If I can, I'll be back tonight. Because when I come back, I have to walk. But then if I can tonight, I'll be back. But these walks have me so exhausted, okay? Love y'all. See you later. Bisou. Gotta go. She's tired. Oh, Lord Jesus.